Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. We have an amazing lineup for you today. We've got some things that we're going to talk about. We're going to discuss some hot topics and more. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring my co host up. VS, take it over.
Hi, everyone. This is VS Icon. Welcome to a fiery episode of Queen Tussles and VS Icon, where we dive deep into the hottest trending topics from the latest political shifts to the buzz on social media. We're breaking down what you need to know. Join us as we discuss alarming warning signs in today's climate and how we can protect our community together. Whether you're a fellow content creator or just a passionate viewer, your voice matters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind blowing discussion.
I'm not really sure what happened. I was on mute, but what I was saying was I want to thank VS Icon and you all for coming out today. Today is a great engagement. We are about to give you the hot topics, the trending topics, and so much more. Now, there was a particular topic that I was sent, and it was a young woman who was recently deleted on Facebook. And this was actually VS's topic that she was going to discuss. Now, before we get into these topics, let's go ahead and do a check in. Let's go ahead and do a check in right now. We all need to do a check in. Let's do HDX Sweetie. Hello. She says Tulsa and VS. Okay, this is cute. I like. Miss Claudia Angel in Disguise says Tulsa and VS Boo. Everyone in the chat, hello. All right, we got Pretty Black in the chat. Hello, Pretty Black. How are you? Host and chat. hmm We have Shakim Rott in the chat. And I believe VS, please drop the link. Okay, the link is dropped. Yes. All right. We were just having some. VS got pushed out this live broadcast. She got pushed off the stage because we got somebody else that wants to come in. But unfortunately, we did have an unexpected guest. And so, unfortunately, this is VS's show. This is her moment. She's a primetime mixer affiliate. Okay. And also, we might have Couture Base. She might stop through as well. So, listen, VS Icon, while I bring up your topic that you wanted to discuss, do you want to go ahead and share to the people who you are and what you are here to do today?
Hi, everyone. I'm VS Icon, and I am a content creator, but I'm here to support this queen over here so we can have a good show. I'm really enjoying what she's doing, how she's updated and made a bunch of beautiful changes to her show. And I'm here to support and to be a co host.
Absolutely. All right. So this was our first topic on the line today. And it was, we're going to say trigger warning to each and every one of you that are coming in This particular story is dealing with a man that had deleted his wife online. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play the audio.
Dad, I got that. You saw my shit. I gotta tell what happened. Give me my phone. That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really looking at it, so y'all won't know that tea right now. Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
Is investigating a death in Emmanuel County around 9:30 last night. The Twin City Police Department and Emmanuel Sheriff's Office say they were called to Fifth Avenue about a domestic disturbance. Deputies say when they arrived, they found 27-year-old Zaria Carr unresponsive. Carr was later pronounced dead. According to the GBI, her husband, 36-year-old Shamarcus Carr, was missing along with Zaria's actual car. Just after 11, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office saw the missing car and attempted to stop it, but deputies say Shamarcus was inside the vehicle and they even tried talking to him. Shamarcus then shot himself and died from his injury.
Dad, I got that. You saw my shit.
I can't hear.
Thank you so much, VS. I'm so glad that you are here. So I said, so sad. Georgia man kills his wife before fatally shooting himself in murder-suicide. Slaying happened moments after the couple's heated discussion on Facebook Live about cheating. If I get caught off this live, you won't make it out the door. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
Okay, so I grew up in a home watching domestic violence. There were several signs um, that this situation was going to happen. And not to say that the young lady provoked her husband, she has experienced abuse from him before. Even on the live, he said, if you don't be quiet, I'm going to beat you up again. Um, Hush up. I mean, he gave all the trigger words to the point where he even started saying what he was going to do. He literally said, I'm going to delete you if you keep on. And she kept on. Now, the reason why I brought up being raised in a home of domestic violence, if you know and how someone is, and you choose to stay, why provoke them? If you're gonna stay with somebody and you know what they do and what they don't do, what triggers them, why are you triggering them? Why are you poking the bear? Like she did several things that poked him. No, she did not deserve to be deleted. She did not deserve to be abused. Even her friends spoke out and put out a message, because they had to private their channel because they were being blamed for not coming to get her. And they said, no, he said he was going to delete us. We've never met him before. We've never seen him before in person because he didn't want us around. We've tried to save her several times. She went back to him. So we're not going to put ourselves in the line of fire for something she's doing. And they said she loved the internet. She loved to go live. This is what she loved to do. Her own best friend said this.
It's sad and heartbreaking because, when we talk about the social media cloud and, you have to live this lifestyle and you have to, show everybody what you're doing, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I feel like when you do that, you're putting yourself in the seat where you are being dissected from top to bottom, from what you're wearing to what you're eating to what you're driving. So I feel like, yeah, that this happened more than once. And ladies and gentlemen, if it happened once, you better get ready for it to happen again, right? If you are not taking proper precautions, okay, you put your hands on me, oh no, you got to go get some help. If you don't want to go and get the help, baby, you can't be with me. As you stated earlier, you grew up in a house of violence. So did I. My dad, I saw him putting his hands on my mom, and that did something to me. Some people will carry that and feel like, oh my God, this is love. If a man or woman don't put his hands on me, oh, it ain't love. And let me go ahead and get up in his face and let me go ahead and get my moment because I need to start a fight so he can show me that he loves me. Some people are thinking like this. I was one of them at one point in time. I thought it was cute. I thought it
You're
was cute.
absolutely right. And I want to step in a little bit and kind of say something. This couple, I think her name was Duchess Dior, and I can't even think of his name right now, but they were this superstar couple. You know, this infamous couple where everybody will watch them take these perfect family pictures, and she has this perfect wig on her head and getting her nails done, and they got this and they got that. However, she said she caught him on the phone with one of his friends' women or
Oh my
woman. And so not only was she airing him out, she was causing a rift between two men. So this is a double-edged sword. So this was a lot.
let's get into this. Let's get into playing both sides. When you
Mm-hmm.
sit up here and you out here playing with somebody and they think that, it's just you and them and it's really not. And
Mm-hmm.
now they are in competition with another man. I mean, that messes and bruises a man's ego, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it turns the conversation to where he can say, damn, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Yeah.
you know but closing thoughts on what we think should happen in this particular case.
Well, both of them are gone. He left the scene. The police found him, and before the police can extract him from the car, he deleted himself. So two lives gone. We saw the dog in the video running around when all this was going on. So we have a pup who's homeless. You got kids who are parentless. You know, we just had Father's Day right around the corner that just passed. You know, this is gonna forever be on the internet. Her friends and stuff are already backing away from her and her behavior because they said this has been going on for a long time. This is bound to happen. So it's just sad. And it's another statistic of where they say black people are ignorant and dumb and is ignorance, online, and it's just ridiculous. If she caught the man cheating, why did she
Uh-huh.
pack up and leave? She'd rather run to the internet and tell the people on the internet like they gonna whoop him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it was very strange.
I get it. And see, this is another thing. Instead of running to the internet, run to your therapist. Go run to somebody that
Run
can
to the
actually
police.
run to the police. Go to somebody that can actually help you and point you in the right direction. And speaking of running, our next topic, child, let's get into it. We have anonymous witness in Jane Doe testify in Diddy's trial, claims he threatened to expose drug-fueled sex tapes to her
Mm.
child's father. Now, Hollywood Unlocked is reporting this. It says during Diddy's sex crimes trial, anonymous witness Jane testified that he allegedly threatened to leak drug-fueled sex tapes of her to the father of her child. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Well, not take a listen, but let's take a read. And the Inner City Press says, AUSAS Combs, please make sure Robin makes sure that rent is paid. Sankar SKK, Robin said her rent was paid. AUSA, what is this? Sankar says an image found on Miss Corum's phone from December the 28th, 2023. A photo of a cell phone screen. It says, I lost work opportunities. Sanger as Jane, you broke me. You asked me what I needed to move on, and now you're upset. AUSA says, who are these between? Sankar as Jane to KK. He said he was sent the tapes by my baby daddy. I'm traumatized. He asked me who I'm seeing over and over again. Sankar as Jane. He said he'll send the sex tapes to the father of my child. On them, I'm drugged. I'm beyond hurt by them. Asa, what does Quorum says? Sankar as KK. I haven't spoken with him. Asa, and these photos of a cell phone, can you read them? What are your thoughts on that? Sound off.
Okay, my honest things. I'm so sick of this P. Diddy stuff. Um, to be honest, this Jane Doe is allegedly 50 Cent's baby mom. Allegedly, that's what it's supposed to be. Now she wants her $10,000 rent paid. She admitted to being jealous of was it her Miami, Miss Miami, whatever her name is, because I don't keep up with some of these people. Um, I
Miami.
think her goal is the money. The money that she wants is the money that Cassie got. She's not going to get the money. I'm trying to figure out what is her end goal. If P. Diddy is locked up behind bars, she's not getting nothing. Cassie done already got the big bag. Now whatever's left is going to be put into legal fees. You already know the mom and them funneling money somewhere else. They got the kids. They already making moves now. So I don't understand like what the end goal is. $10,000 in rent. I mean, if he's in prison, she's the reason why he's still in prison. How does she think she's going to continue to get all of these gifts and she was also getting these things by doing the nasty. Well,
Now,
it ain't no more nasty going. So what are you getting paid for?
well, listen, her rent is still being paid by Diddy. To this day, her lawyers are paid by Diddy. So when you hear, she has filed a lawsuit, but she's still benefiting from the same man that's in jail. So her mortgage is getting or her rent is getting paid, and I believe that's $10,000 a month.
Mhm.
She's still benefiting.
But she's riding the
So
fence right now. I mean, the money is gonna run out. I mean, if what would be the benefit to continue paying her stuff if they say, okay, he's doing 30 years, case over? Then what would be the point? He's not going to continue doing that. It makes no sense,
yeah, but
and it's really not that much money. Listen,
uh,
I was in a car wreck before, many moons ago. Man, I'm telling you, I spent 18,000 real fast. When you got bills and notes and rent, and that money goes fast. But $10,000 is really not a lot of money. It sounds like a lot of money, but if you add up the debt and different stuff like that, it's really not a lot of money.
absolutely. You know what? I just kind of feel like she got herself in a trick bag, and either way, she's not gonna look good in the light because whoever this Jane Doe is, we can't say her
Mhm.
name because they be
Yeah.
looking. But I just feel like she got herself into a tizzy, and she should have just stepped back. She should have just watched from the sideline, and she should have just got her things and just got the hell on. Um,
I'm loving seeing these black men get taken down by these exoticals. They want to go all exotical. The black women are ratchet. We ain't the number one. We good enough to have the babies. We're good enough to, be with them when, to help build them up. But when they get up, they want all these foreign looking, exotical, big lip, cat eyes, the good hair, bleach, bunky holes, and all that stuff. Well, baby, go on, go head on in. Go on, take them because they take it down. They take it down Shannon Sharp. They take it down P. Diddy. Taking down Kanye West. They taking down all these black men. Guess what? I don't feel no ways tired about it. I don't feel no ways tired about when I see another black man take it. I'm like, okay. I sleep well at night. It don't bother me.
all right now. Well, listen, speaking of another black man going down, we got Brishan, the guy from what is it? The Empire. Brishan
Oh,
Bryce Gray. Am I saying that right?
Bashir, in it. I might be saying it
Oh,
wrong too.
Bryce Shear. Either way, y'all know who we
Yeah.
talking about. Empire star Bryce Shear Gray charged with assault and battery in Virginia, due in court
What?
on Wednesday. Maybe you need to check that story out, VS. Now, listen here. Best known for playing Hakeem Lyon on Empire, is facing a new assault and battery charge in Chesapeake, Virginia. According to police, the charge was filed by a private citizen and not the result of an arrest. Gray previously made headlines in 2020 after being arrested in Phoenix, Arizona for allegedly assaulting his wife. He's now expected in court this Wednesday for arraignment. What are your thoughts?
Well,
Sound
I'm really surprised because he was in the news because him and Sydney Starr was having a relationship.
Oh
People
Lord.
were Yeah, they had a very listen. It wasn't like he was. It was not like he was ashamed or he felt like he had to keep it a secret. They were out in the open together. You know, they were doing their thing. Um, Sydney Star was bringing him opportunities because a lot of people in the movie scene have turned their back on him
Mhm.
because of the stuff that he's doing. You know, some people are saying he's bipolar. You got other people that are saying that he has illegal medicine issues. You know, so I don't know quite what the get up is with him, but the last thing that I saw, he abused allegedly his child's mother. So I mean, he's kind of messed up. He's like on the list with like Ray J and Chris Brown, and you know, because they
Mhm.
always into something, you know.
Off the wall. And you know what? He kind of reminds me of a little bit of Orlando Brown. Not really vocally,
Yeah.
but as far as like his actions and things, just kind
Mm-hmm.
of being
Mm-hmm.
everywhere and just sporadic behavior. And
Yes.
you know what? When they are in that lifestyle and when they are over the, in that LA, there are certain little cliques that you get into, or there might be a party that you get into, and before you know, you hooked, allegedly.
Well, not only that, I feel like, let's say a person who comes from nothing, then they get a taste of a celebrity lifestyle. And then like him, his acting career has went down. So he's trying to catch that high again. He's trying to catch that moment again. He's trying to be on top again. And imagine not being able to get back up there. That's the reason why you have so many rich people who are willing to take themselves out because they don't know how to live a regular life. They're so used to having the expensive penthouse condos and living this wild lifestyle. So for them to come back down to just being a regular person, I might have to get on food stamps. That's a DEATH sentence for them. They like forget it. I'd rather jump out the building.
Yeah, well, they say they use you up and then they just throw you out there to the wolves. So maybe he's not, his value has went down. And
Mhm.
when people start hearing, rumors and allegations of you being on drugs and stuff, they don't want you around them because that's the first thing that people are going to think. And then even with his lifestyle, like you said, with Sydney Star, he was doing the corn, he was doing like
Mhm.
the OnlyFans and things like that.
Yeah.
So, whether if it's for a publicity stunt or not, I just think that it's bad publicity for your wife because it just seems like you're subjecting her to all of this and
Mhm.
it's given toxic masculinity.
Yes.
All right. Now listen here. Speaking of money, 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 money problems, we've got Britt Eating from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. They report, could Britt Eadie's bombshell lawsuit mean the end of the Housewives franchise? There are growing whispers that NBC is considering ending the entire Real Housewives franchise following the $20 million defamation and harassment lawsuit filed by newcomer Britt. Over the years, the network has faced a few big lawsuits and allegations, including a now resolved legal battle with Nene Leakes. Union threats from Bethany Frankel and Leah McSweeney's lawsuit against Andy Cohen. According to insiders, Britt lawsuit might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. A production insider shared with reporter Rob Shutter, what made Housewives great? The chaos is now the biggest threat. It's just lawsuit after lawsuit. They added the drama made it great, but now it's a walking lawsuit. Shutter noted the champagne's flat, the taglines are tired, and Bravo may finally be done playing hostess. As reported during the grand opening of her spa, Kane Moore showed explicit photos allegedly of Britt. After skipping filming for season 16 reunion special, Britt released a statement claiming she wasn't the woman in the images. She also alleged that the network was aware of this, but still falsely yet unmistakably implied to the public that the images were of her. She added Bravo contributed to a hostile work environment by subjecting her to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments. When they required her to continue filming after a gendered attack, she sued for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, as harassment, and more. Do you think NBC should cut ties with all things Real Housewives related, or is Britt reaching with her lawsuit? What are your thoughts? Sound off.
Now, first off, when they sign those contracts, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat, correct us if we're wrong. Um, I think they sign like a arbitrary, if I'm saying it right, where you just can't go put a lawsuit on them. You have to go into a mediation first. Like you can't, you have to mediate. That you sign off on that. That's that. It is what it is. You same way it happened with Nene Leaks. It wasn't, and she explained this. It wasn't like she could just sue them and they're going to a judge and this and that. You have to go to a mediator and talk about it, and then see if the case can go to a higher court, or to actually then go outside of the mediation and then go to court. So I think it's a couple of steps she would have to go through before we even get there. And then if it wasn't you on the picture, then what's the problem?
Exactly. And you know what? To be honest, Kenya, in my opinion, um, she should still be on the show. And that's
Facts.
hands down. Kenya
Yeah.
should be back. And this woman, I don't know if people are forgetting, but this is the same woman that said that she was going to get her pew pew and she was going to let Kenya know what she was about. That was a
Not just
threat.
a pew pew. She said she was gonna whoop her. Like, like she's gonna get a whip for her.
Oh, yep. So,
She said several things. Kenya
mhm,
could say that she's being racist. I mean, it's so many things that could happen. But see, Andy and them, they jumped the gun by getting rid of Kenya. Because
yeah.
this could have been fixed live. Like on the show. This could have been a situation where, all right, ladies, let's have a sit down, let's talk about this. But they
Mhm.
jumped the gun just to get rid of Kenya. And I do believe they got rid of Kenya because of the money. They saw that Angela, was the fan favorite. The views were up at first. Things were going good, so they probably like, we really don't need Kenya. We got a new Kenya, so let's go ahead and get rid of her, and then put it off on like it's to save this young lady right here, and it just didn't work out. They should have kept Kenya. They messed up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Even with Brit and her finances, she tried to stretch like she was, first of all, give Nicki Minaj her face back because you came over
Girl.
portraying somebody that you were not. Your finances aren't up to par. The people, you
Mm-mm.
didn't even have enough food for the people to eat at that
They had
country
no
club. You know
food.
what? The people were starving. So when you're trying to act all demure, like, girl, you brought 3 paper towels in a cardboard box
Ooh,
to Shamia to give to the people in Grenada. So it seems like you were needing money. You were in a financial bind before you even got up on the show. So it was like allegedly. Um, and like even with your man, Mike, nobody really knows who he is, and girl, like it's given fake, phony storylines allegedly. And I think that when you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, you'll always lose. These girls have been in the game. They had they didn't blown through millions of dollars. So, they're not pressed about that. You was out of your lane, and you should have done your research before you came over to the franchise to really get your piece. You were watching like everybody else, watching on the television screen, thinking that everything is real. Some people, not all, thinking
mm,
that this stuff is real, and it wasn't what you thought. And Kenya is definitely, I mean, she's the villain at times on the show. She made her mark, but she's earned that. Kenya just didn't come in the door and get all this respect from the other ladies. It was time built.
she had to
And
earn it.
your first season, like, girl, you blew it.
Can I just run down a couple of things this lady did, that the reason why no one likes her? She says that people aren't girls, and all this stuff.
Mhm.
When she first came on the show, the husband took her to her car lot. She busted. He was allegedly bought her this expensive car. She raised up her leg, gapped it open in front of the car salesman and the husband. It wasn't necessary. Then she gets invited to this to this trip they just had. They're supposed to be, donate. She bring a small box. She lied like a truck was coming, Come to find out the truck was never on its way with more stuff. Then they said, well, give a monetary thing. The girl gives 250 bucks. I mean, regular people give 250 bucks, if not more. Than I've had regular people donate more than that. You supposed to be this fancy wearing Birkin bag wearing, and this upper echelon type chick, and had all these insurance companies, and you buy all your employees BBLs and boobies and all this stuff. And then she goes on a trip, and what they did not show allegedly is she said something about Shamia's daughter being disabled. And so that's another reason why she's trying to hide, because all of these things are supposed to be coming out at the reunion. And she didn't want all of those things to come out. It's not just about this so-called thing that Kenya did, if this was her, if this was her sucking dank or not. It's so many things. And the only friend she had left was Kelly. And now her and Kelly are not even friends anymore. And Kelly wasn't defending her. So I just think she felt like the odd man out, and she would just rather take her losses.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so
You
sad.
see
And
how
this,
she stretch her mouth when she talk? It's like,
uh-huh.
why are you doing that? Like she does this mouth stretch thing.
Well, you say the mouth stretch, but I say the way that she talks. And it's like that little, I don't know, it just seems like her nose is just pinched permanently. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like that gets me. I don't know. Yeah. Well, listen, speaking of covering all news that's worthy of being covered, I did interview this young lady. She was being bullied and harassed allegedly on YouTube by this lady named All About the Trees. And so, and other YouTubers. But when I really did my research, and I had to remember that, this was once upon a time an individual that I had worked with. Her name was Sammy at the time. And so had come back around. I'm pretty much the girl that breaks the news. Like, I'm the reporter. So if anybody has a story, they're going to come to me. Hey, I have a story. I know you're going to get it out. So that's exactly what we did. Now, this particular live right here, it did kind of go off. You will hear some maybe triggering things about social media and the bullying, being that we just lost two YouTubers. We just covered a story with individuals losing their lives online because of social media. So I wanted to dive into this video right here, and let's take a listen, and then we'll give our thoughts.
It's mixed with conditions possibly or something like that. See, for me, I don't have the time, the energy or the interest in any of these people. I can care less. I'm here to do content. I'm here to just do my thing and take advantage of the opportunity of that is here on YouTube. I don't know nothing about these people. I don't know them. I once supported this person and I absolutely regret it. I've sat back and watched this person call people's jobs. I've watched them call, and make false reports and lies and different things. And I sat by and I supported it as well. And it's just fucked up. It's sad. It's embarrassing what's going on. The way
Let me
people are
ask you
just
this.
so.
Okay, so you said that somebody was doing some nefarious things, and you were there, you were engaging with it. Do you kind of feel like
Mhm.
this is your karma?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, I can say that. I can say that. But at the end of the day, what I can say is that nothing that I said or done warrants the level and where it is going now. You know what I'm
Okay, so no, I cannot agree with that. But I do want to dive into this because we have individuals that come out on social media, and it doesn't matter which sector you're coming from, whether it's B sector, black T sector, the manosphere, or whatever sector. If you are out here and a content creator is over here doxing, calling people's job, calling people's name, just getting very nefarious and doing hell activities, and you're sitting there saying, you know what? This my friend. I'm gonna stick beside her. You cannot get upset when the audience turns on you and they bring that right back to you. Say, hey, this is what you did in the past. These are your nasty acts. This is the person that you sat around, and now you're throwing, it appears that you're throwing rocks and hiding your hands. So it's a crime for somebody to see one of our fellow YouTubers come online and make a phone call because we see another content creator in distress. The thing is, it's educational. Listen, I don't do stuff for an applause. I do it for a cause. I'm teaching you all how to properly call and report things if you see something wrong. My anxiety, my PTSD gets the best of me sometimes. It gets the best of me sometimes, and some of y'all trigger the hell out of me. And so instead of me having blood on my hands or knowing something about it, I'd rather say something about it than to something happens. I know I did my part. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings when it comes to like social media content creators that, you know, be with the BS and get into all this hate filled speech and content, and then boom, they just want to jump over one day and say, hey, you know what? I'm not into that. You know, I've changed my mind, and I'm doing something different. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
You have real victims in this world, and then you have people who pretend to be victims to get to where they want to be. Um, First off, I want to say I can absolutely call an employer if they have an open door policy. Most jobs have that. Most jobs have where you can make contact with the owners. They have like social media policies. You can report things. They say if you see something, say something. If you see someone on the clock doing something they don't have no business doing, you can report those things. I think they call them general inspectors, just like you call SSI, the food stamp office, pretty much anywhere. Now, stalking would be someone calling 50 times a day. 50 times a day. You made one phone call to a location. They told you you cannot make a report on the behalf of the person who you're saying being victimized. So the person who you were saying is being victimized made one phone call and left information to make a report. That makes two phone calls. Since then, I don't have nothing to do with any other phone call being made. I can tell you one was made by me. And the reason why it was made because they said that you could not make a report for an individual. They have to do it for themselves. Now, where is that stalking? I'm just going where I'm waiting on the stalking. I'm waiting to hear who was stalking. Oh, I gotta protect myself. They finna go come get me. No, the child is what needs protecting, not you, because you the one doing things to the child. Don't you notice the child's not on camera anymore? Why all of a sudden the child's not on camera? At first, the child was on camera every day. Mommy, mommy, mommy. Can we eat? When we gonna eat? Mommy, 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 mommy. For some reason, if you did do nothing wrong, why are you changing it up? If it's not, if you been going coming online in your work clothes and dragging people for filth, why are you making changes if you didn't do nothing wrong? See, I'm still come online. I still talk about things because I ain't done nothing wrong.
Mhm.
I'm in order.
Absolutely.
Now if you got something to show and I'm calling somebody job 10 times every day, all day, yeah, that's stalking. That's wrong right there. But making one report and you waiting on somebody to come back, a change.org. See, she went and found a change.org somebody did to me. And she
Mhm.
posted it and thought it was cute. So since you think having a change.org is cute, How about we get one for you? Now, how does it feel, D'Angelo? Now it's a problem because you get to see how I feel. What's the issue? Go to the court. Go to the court. So we could play the video if you say you want to pop somebody top. Oh, well, that ain't how I meant it. They did a whole Martin Luther King speech. Well, I meant it like, listen, popping somebody top off, I don't care how you switch it up. You could twist it, rub it down, flip it. Popping somebody top off is just what you meant. You said what you meant and you meant what you said. Don't try to backtrack and pop. We heard exactly what you said. Now all of a sudden, I didn't mean that. I think I'm just saying that I follow the laws and we can do that out in Alabama. And I don't know. We don't want to hear it. And then managed to squeeze out a tear. She got paid $60 for a tear. Let me take it back. $69, but then YouTube take 40%. So it took you got $30 for squeezing out 2 tears. I'm not impressed by that. I'm not impressed.
You know what? Hold on. Let me get the crying. Hold on, y'all. No,
The
you know what?
mess.
But see, this is the thing. It's the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Is
Mm-hmm.
let me do something and then let me stand over here and because I know people are looking and I need to be serious and I need to no, sweetheart. I'm not no doctor or nothing, but I want to say something's just not clean in the buttermilk. It's just not clean in the buttermilk.
Mm-hmm.
When, like I said, when you come on here and portray to be something that you're not, and
Mm-hmm.
people, this is the thing, celebrities go through this. People, bloggers, climb, uh, comb through their lives as well. So when you talk about being a public figure, you don't get the right to tell people what to investigate, what to look for. Now we know that there are family members. Now we know that there is allegedly family trauma.
Yeah.
And little do you know, me and you just said, hey, well, we grew up in the house of violence, but we're adults now. You think that that's gonna fly in our houses? Hell no,
Mm-hmm.
because we saw it and we know what it did to us. And the only thing that we were trying to do was help you, sister. See, they always saying black people can't come together. Black people can't help each other.
Yeah.
Black people are helping you know what I'm saying? We do this. We do this. You are the problem. You are the problem, sister. And I say, get the help that you deserve. And I'ma always stand up for our vets. She was
Mm-hmm.
out of line. Once again,
She
thank
was
you for your
out of
service.
line.
Once again, thank you for your service, VS. And anybody
Thank
else
you.
out there that is serving. I don't care what you did last year. I don't care what you did last month. You still deserve to be respected as a veteran. I don't care if you're in or you're out. And then we have our disabled vets. So yeah, it triggered me. Like I said, I have vets in my family. You will not sit up here and bully a veteran or anybody for that matter. And I know about it. No, we got to shut you down. We got to
But
let
why did she
somebody.
pick me is the question. Like for me, it's like she could have went at the person who she claimed sent me, treasons, or she's upset that you let me up there to ask a question. I thought when people have a conversations, the floor is always open if someone has a question. She wants somebody to handle her with kid gloves. You're a grown woman. Stop acting like a baby. Oh, I'm crying. Thank you guys. So, and then listen, I'm telling you, the girl's a scammer. That's why I call her scammy. She's a scammer. Do you know she gonna sit to say, guys, please donate if you want to help me out with my situation. Last I checked, you can go fill out court paperwork for free. Bitch. If you want to put a restraining order stalking papers on me, it's for free. Go fill it out for free. What are you waiting on? It don't cost a fee to do that. So she's a scammer at the end of the day. That's why I don't mind coming on here saying, yes, I wrote a Google review. That's stalking. If me writing a Google review, well, my God, it's a lot of stalkers on that website then. Because there's a lot of people on there leaving Google reviews. Hell, Google give you points now and give incentives the more reviews that you put on there. So I don't understand where's the stalking at? I made one phone call as I should because I was doxxed and this person has access to people's public information. I did, and I left all of my real information for them. I left a Google review as I should.
Mhm.
What's the problem? And then one thing about them Google reviews, you can't get it down. Boy, I know she's trying to figure out how to get it down. I already looked up the rules on a Google review and I made sure I follow protocol. It ain't coming down. I told people do not make any false reviews. And guess what? No one has made a false review. Is one review the one that I put up there? Where's the stalking?
Yeah, it's I don't see any stalking. Like I said, I was triggered. I mean, I think that all of us are, really scratching our heads, and we're really trying to inform each other on how far not to take it. And if we are feeling, that it's going to take over our mental, we need to back up, because had that man that went Manny, which is a
Mhm.
YouTuber, went down there to Las Vegas and did what he did, took those folks out. I don't take threats lightly. And like I said, I have veterans in my family. And this is my thing. You're threatening a veteran is really not a good thing. It
No,
is not a good thing,
she don't know what my
because
mindset at.
that's
I
what,
got
yeah.
friends and family who live out in Alabama. Hell, I'm from Mississippi. I got to ride through Alabama to get home if I want to go. But she's not that important. The child is important, but she's not that important. And I'm sorry, the hairdo is not hidden. Baby, she done came online today with a new hairdo like it was like that was gonna change something. It's not hidden. You're a roach. And I told you you're a roach. And I stand by and you know exactly what I mean when I call you a roach. And I'm saying exactly how you think I'm saying it. It is what it is. You're a roach.
So, with this situation, any advice that we would give to this particular individual moving forward to,
Just let the process happen. I've already made a report. Whatever her boss do or whatever the corporate, does, whether they do something or not do nothing, at least it's on record. It's a process. Let my Google review is gonna stand, and if it gets removed, I'm gonna put another one up there. It still stands. Um, that's pretty much it. Everything has a process. If she want to put papers on me, do your papers. I'm going to respond. The first thing I'm gonna do to the papers is put them back on you. That's the first thing. I'm never gonna let you put papers on me and I don't put them back on you. And I'm telling you, that one video, you could say all day long. You could try to remix it. I got the video. If you say you want to pop my top, you said VS Icon. Yeah, Susie. What kind of name is Susie? Well, I'm VS Icon. I'm Susie, and I'm the one you said you want to pop my top. Let's go. Get your receipts. Look on your community wall. I got the screenshots. You posting pics of me. I'm posting pics of you. It is what it is. The only difference is she has no job to call for me. That's the only difference. She has no job to call. I'm not a public figure when it comes to working someone's job. When you work a man's or woman's company, when you're an employee, you have a standard.
yeah, they have a policy. And like, even in the hiring process, you've got to read that little fine print. You
Hmm.
have to stop just signing stuff, people. See, that's how, you get into these contracts, and even with the credit cards, you don't read that fine print, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. Now, in conclusion, from the hot topics and you being an affiliate of the Primetime Mixer, what was your what were your thoughts on the Primetime Mixer and you being the co-host today? And give you a conclusion before we close out.
My one conclusion, I just want to add one little thing. Some jobs it doesn't say social media policies. It says morality clause.
Okay.
So when they have a morality clause in there, integrity, it covers all of these things. When you work for a company, you represent that company on and off the clock because you are an employee. And if you don't want to represent them, don't come online wearing the attire, doing certain things. So just know what you're dealing with. I haven't did anything to stalk anyone. I can only speak about what I have done. I have been very open I haven't hid anything. I've been very open to what I've done. But it's funny how people don't want to talk about what they have done, only what someone else has done. And that's the reason why I post on my community wall. Just, victims, 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 victims. There's nothing wrong with having a victim if you're a real victim, if something's actually happened to you, but come up here, faking. And I do want to say something. So I'm going to go ahead and put something out there. Um, it's 107 people watching. So she does have two strikes. She got one from Kimmy and one from me. My strike finally went through, and I'm waiting on her to counter so I can send her the federal paperwork so she can come on out here to Virginia. And when she come on out here to Virginia, guess what? I'm gonna have some papers waiting on her for her threatening my life. I've already talked to one of my reps at the DCVA hospital. They have my back, and she come on up here. I'm gonna have some papers waiting on her, not just this copyright paperwork. I got some other papers waiting on her. So come on up here. Come on up here. So you do have one strike. Go ahead and do that counter. So I can go ahead and throw that paperwork on you. And then the second thing is she struck one of my backup channels, and I actually counter her. So I'm waiting on her paperwork. I'm willing to come to Alabama. But guess what? If I'm coming with that record, and I'm coming to do paperwork. I won't do anything unless I have paperwork waiting on me when I get down there. Well, when I say that, I'm talking about for what she said to me. So I can physically come down there. But guess what? I'm gonna already have papers waiting. So you ain't gonna be able to run. We're gonna be in the courtroom. So we're gonna go ahead and hand you the paperwork for you saying you want to pop my top. And we're gonna let the judge figure out if what you said was, I really didn't mean that. I just meant I carry a concealed weapon. I didn't explain that to the judge because you said my name, you said my YouTube channel name, you posted links, you done posted pictures, you done said what you want to do. Now you coming back trying to nigga explain. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, you meant it just how you said it. And if you wasn't where, oh, and your video was unlisted. It's still there. You just have it unlisted, okay, ma'am? Just so you know, you trying to hide it, but it's unlisted. So like you just being really weird. It's really strange. But I'm never gonna let somebody put paperwork on me, and I'm not putting it back on them. So I'm not here for the bullshit. I'm scared for my life. You said you want to pop my top. Now you coming on here talking about you carry and you got this and don't nobody want to hear that. We want to hear that other big shit you was talking. I follow protocol. Nobody's stalking you. You're not stalkable. Look at you. You're a roach and your hair is not cute. You cried for $30 today. You came on here and shed a real tears for $30. You're trifling, Sammy the Mammy. And that's my opinion. I have the right to have that opinion. It is what it is. So what you did today didn't scare me. It just put enough for me to go ahead and do what I need to do legally to you. All right, everybody, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and follow to Queen Tussle. And we have more great content coming. I did have to kind of get that off my chest because it's really sad where because I exude such strength that when something is being done to me that's wrong and people can't see it because I exude strength and another person exude weakness. So you think people can just say anything to me and I got to eat that and I can't protect myself and I can't go to the police and stuff, or I can't report these things been happening to me because I exude strength and someone else exude weakness and roachness? Come on now, stop it. You said you want to play the game. You said you want to get involved. You want to get down. You want to be a dog, right? Woof woof. All right, Queen Tussle. And shout out to everyone who has been supporting my channel, even though I haven't been very active on it, but been supporting what's going on. Again, there's a change.org. um out here is on my community wall. Please click on it, put some signatures on there. You can either sign anonymous, or you can leave your information, whatever the case may be, whatever floats your boat. um you can leave Google reviews if you have a real reason to leave one. No fake reviews, just only go off of what you see.
Absolutely. VS, you still there with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so yeah, I really appreciate your advocacy, and like I said, just really teaching people how to stand up for themselves and really challenging these bullies out here, and always protect the kids. As content creators, yeah, we're gonna go back and forth and things like that. And some people may, say things about kids, but you already know we're all about protecting these kids, and they are gonna be first, always, and forever. Um,
um I don't know if you have enough time, but if anybody got any questions, I know you have other shows coming up, but I really think that, if possible, if anybody got any questions, this would be the time to ask the questions pertaining to anything that we talked about, or even this situation in particular. We know a lot of people are here for this particular part of the show.
uh-huh.
We're well aware of that. But if they have any questions, I want to be able to answer, because I have been very transparent this whole time. I haven't held back anything. I've been very transparent because I know I haven't done anything wrong. Every job has an open door policy where you can speak to the owner. That's
Yes.
not against the law.
Yeah, and I would suggest anybody, like, y'all can come on up. It does not matter who you are. Just, be respectful of the host, be respectful of the co-host today. Um, and let's just have an adult conversation. Kirby says, I think rooting out the rotten apples will become much easier if the like-minded content creators build a network. That's what it's about. That was the goal. You know, certain people are saying, oh, well, nobody's, you know, nobody's trying to take this away, but it just kind of seems like somebody is always keeping up some drama. And like we're grown adults. We are grown adults.
And no
That's
one is trying to make her leave YouTube. That for some reason is what she's saying. They want me to go. No one wants you to go.
no. We want you to be here and prosper like everybody else, effectively, efficiently, you know? But don't, I think what it is what we're saying is don't put your family in jeopardy. We know that people, you know, get too invested, get too involved. I mean, look at the people, like you said from earlier, the clip that you sent, the couple that had got into it. It was too many people invested and involved.
Yeah.
And they lost track and lost sight of what really mattered.
We got two questions down here.
Okay, what are they?
Pamela says, I have an idea of why Sammy got mad at you, but could you explain what happened for her to go off on you? I think Sammy has been irritated with me. Not mad with me, but irritated me way back when I said keep the child offline. I've been said that. I said it to any mother, any parent, any kid. If you in these sectors that's close to this beefing sector, black tea sector, just the black sector, the most keep the kids offline. I've been said that. I've been said it because I already know the capabilities of anyone. I've experienced it. So I think that agitated her, and so I would keep bringing it up because she was one of the people who keep putting the kid online, and then he started doing certain things. The fluctuation in the voice because of his disability, and again, allegedly they said that he's not even diagnosed. They say he has behavioral health issues. Now this is what a family member said. You know what I'm saying? Uh, there's people who don't like her that are willfully giving out information. So I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just telling you what the people are saying. And so to answer the person question, when Queen Tulsa had the show, I came up, no one sent me. I wanted to ask the tough questions. I wanted to ask the questions that people was not asking. And she got irritated. Like she held it in as long as she could, but when she couldn't hold it in anymore, she just went off. And I went off back. And then so she stepped her coochie up and I stepped mine up. And so we just gonna keep stepping until and today she's crying tears. So it's just like Yeah. So
Okay, so she says. Okay, so what was your idea of why Sammy had got mad at her, Pamela? Let me see who's got the next one. Why did she target UVS? Trees, you want to come up and you
the
get the link?
numbers, the numbers go at VS. People gonna feel sorry for you because I'm the big bad wolf.
Trees, I would like to hear from you. Hit the link and
I mean,
come
they said
up.
this girl's an ex. They saying she's an ex mural. You know, the man's trafficking, she muraling. This is the alleged. Now,
Is that the real Trees T?
I think that is her because I don't know nobody who be faking like it's her.
Okay. She said, "Did you get a response from the email? It was sent high priority. Somebody has a question for you."
I got another email.
Lynn, she said, "Did you get a response from the email? It was sent with high priority." I guess she's saying the day when you were on the phone with the lady and she took your information, and
No,
she
I
said,
haven't gotten a response yet, but I did talk to a second person though. That's outside of that building because she's doing some things. Her and her little friends are doing some things there to keep things. And this is why you have the mail system. And that's why you put a tracking on the mail and you send the same stuff, the same videos, the same receipts in the same clothes drag. And see, y'all might want to talk to some other people. Like you think I'm just gonna do a phone call and I know you friends with these people. No, no, it's gonna get to the right people. I mean, like, stop it.
"Okay, so
You talking to
somebody
someone who
said,
worked in human resource before. I worked in headquarters before. I worked at a brigade before. I worked in corporate America in DC before.
so Tree said, why did she target UVS? Do
The
you,
numbers.
okay, so it's for views
Go
and the numbers,
VS
controversy.
is picking on me. She's bullying me. That's she wants to garner some sympathy. She want to get a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying? But it never lasts long. That never lasts.
Mm,
And I'm not beefing with anybody in the beefing sector. So it's not the people you thought who was hating on me. I'm cool with all of them now. I mean, for the most, I'm cool with all the you name the people in the beef sector. I'm pretty much cool with everybody. We're cordial. It's no beef, so they're not going to send their people to come help you against me. What they at? They would have came by now. You would have had 1,000 in the chat to go at VS. You don't see them coming
hmm.
because I've been on a different type of time. I told you guys that I'm moving different. I got other beautiful things going on in my life with God being the head.
And I'm actually loving, like, this is, a lot of people, they haven't really experienced you in like your soft area. Like, you still got it, but the way that you give it up now is like, you're not going to even break a sweat. It's just like, it's not worth it. Been there, done that. I
I've been
tried to
pushed
help
too
you.
far.
Yeah.
I have been pushed way too far. I'm numb at this point. So
But
that
let's speak.
bullshit she was doing,
hmm But let's speak about your past. I mean, you've helped build people's channels. You've given great advice, and with the numbers that you have, I mean, like on your boxing channel, you have like 90,000 views and stuff like that on there. Like, you're really just kicking back, And we're not gonna bring too much up, but you're not a basic person that just have no time, right? And I feel like, oh girl, she's doing the most, and she's really gonna get herself in a tizzy with her pride. Do you feel like her pride is like really making her make these moves and really push the envelope?
I believe she feel like she got something to prove. And I'm like, I don't know. It's a weird situation to me. I got bigger demons to fight. But if she wants to experience me, then okay, you're experiencing me. She's experiencing me. She's getting a version of VS, just not the she's getting the business VS. I'm going to do it the business way. Oh, you enjoy mychange.org? So let's go ahead and do your change.org. How does it feel? Oh, you want to utilize my pictures? You want to utilize my videos? Oh, okay, well, let me snatch the cat back. You're not gonna use none of my pictures. You're not gonna use none of my videos. You're not gonna use none of my likeliness on your videos. I'm gonna snatch everyone. Don't use nothing of mine. And guess what? I put on private. Anything with you on it, I didn't put down on private. Cause I gained nothing from you being on my channel. You gained everything. When I looked on her channel, her most popular video was one that she did on her own, and the second one was the interview she did with me. So no, you're not gonna keep that. So I'm snatching the cat back.
All right, Vanessa Girl says she wanted clout for her slow channel, just like when she went to Kimmy panel for an apology. She got cussed out, and then she said, "I got what I wanted." She pissed me off. She pissed Mel off and ran back in the house.
That's
Hmm.
another thing, Queen. Kimmy struck her channel. She ain't said nothing about that. She ain't dragging Kimmy, but she started bringing me up.
Well, I've said it before. Your name is the name that pays child. Crying tears and
You should have saw her
claiming
today when she squares that tear out. Oh my God, you don't know how much that mean to me. $30, but you had to squeeze a tear out for $30.
Well, because the guy that's staying with her allegedly, I mean, she's really pressed. I mean, she's got a new car note, she's got a 2025, she's got rent, she's got cell phone, she's got all these bills. So I could see why she cried.
Hmm.
I could see why she's cried. Like I said, when you're out here
Teresa said
living,
read her comment, but I'm not sure which one. Oh, she did. Okay. She also came for Tulsa after she supported Sammy. Yeah, she been on your neck a little bit too now, cause she keeps saying you let me up there, but uh,
but Sammy's a grown woman, and she told me that she would come on the show and she would be an adult. So why not let another adult that can act like an adult up, you know? And then it wasn't like I just let y'all up there and just do, the fool, because I had ended up dropping both of y'all to the
yeah,
back, and I was like, y'all, come on, like let's have a conversation. Like it wasn't like this. And I know we're passionate. I know emotions are everywhere,
yeah.
right? But in that moment, she could have, you know, taken the love and support, and she would have been in a great place, but her ego and her pride won't let her.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hold on, let me see. I did hear her kind of mention. She said she doesn't know where her and Kai stands. I'm like, you do know where you and Kai stand, cause you said you started
That
bringing up him being a content creator and letting people come up there and voice their opinions. Like just because you're cool with somebody, listen, me and you, if we work together, Quintos, you know how I am. I know how you are. When I come on here, and I say open up the floor, let anybody up there, I truly mean that because I feel like I can handle whatever you try to do. You know what I'm saying? If you bring somebody up here, even if you brought my worst enemy up here, I feel like I ain't just gonna take off running. I'm ready to go into war. I'm always thinking that there's a chance that something like this is going to happen. So I don't understand, just because people are cool with her, they can't do content. They got to watch what they say because they're cool with her. But on her channel, look at all the interviews she did. Look at all the mess that got started with those interviews she did.
uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm just reading what they saying. You still here, Queen? Hello? I could barely hear you. So, guys, I think we're having some technical difficulties right now.
Uh
All
oh.
right, now this is the third device that I didn't got on.
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay. All right. Am I here now?
Yeah. Oh, it's yes,
Okay.
you are. Queen Tulsa, it was something that we had spoke about privately, but I think it was important when I had made mention of a couple of things that she said pertaining to weapons and blah blah blah. I want to go too deep, but YouTube has a policy. We ain't listen. Alabama got their laws, but as far as YouTube policy coming on here explaining the laws to have pew pews and different stuff like that, you can't do that on YouTube. You can't do it. First off, you're gonna be in the yellow, number one. And number two, you cannot do it. They changed that. People used to come on here all the time with pew pews and do educational trainings. Not they stopped all of that. They stopped it.
Absolutely. And then, not even to add on to that, I wouldn't trust her with no pew pew. She's too like I just wouldn't trust her. I
First
just
off, why
wouldn't.
she got a pew pew and leaving a disabled child in the house by himself and out in the garage cussing out somebody who live way in Chicago. See, that's even adding on to more to make people need to call a report on her, allegedly, if it's true. So you do got a pew pew, but you leaving your kid in the house by himself or leaving him in the house with somebody surfing on the couch, but you're out in a garage cussing somebody out in a whole nother state. Can you imagine if you heard a boom, go back in the house and see your son splattered on the ground because
Mm,
of your bad behavior because you're out in the garage? Can you imagine the guilt she would have? Can you imagine? She wouldn't be able to go through the rest of her life knowing that she was on YouTube. There's a person in the beefing sector was on YouTube. I'm not gonna say the name out of respect because the person always been nice
oh
to me.
yeah.
The child fell in a pool.
And drown.
Yes, it's all in the newspaper. Woman babysitting child on YouTube live while the child is floating in the pool. That happened in real time, in real life, in the beef sector. That's a fact. You can look it up. The only reason I haven't posted those reports and stuff like that, like I said, the lady was, you know, I think she's on house arrest. The reason she didn't get uh actual prison time was because she's ill, she's sick. And so they're letting her do house arrest. That's the only reason why.
We can drop the link in case anybody wants to come up. I see who is that? Mello had a question. You can always hit the link and just come up, baby. Uh okay, let's see. Thank you for the super sticker. Just curious, how does Alabama pew pew laws and Sammy abilities with pew pews help her argument? I
It
took it
doesn't.
as another threat, not
Yeah,
a defense of what she said. Yeah, because she said that this is
facts.
what she's gonna do to you. She's gonna pop your top.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't say that I was gonna do anything. Well, hey guys, I live in a state where I could do this and I can do that. You just adding on to, you know what I do? I just copy and paste the link and download that thing and wait for the BS. Cause rest assured, I mean, cause I listen, I did this rodeo before. I've been on this rodeo and I did well. I did very well. So come on with them fake papers, and guess what? I'm coming right back on top of your head, and I'm gonna wear you out with it.
Yeah, but she just seems very irresponsible. And once again, at the end of the day, when you have a child with those type of needs, now, like you said, you've noticed that the child isn't in the room and stuff like that. That's what we were trying
Right.
to tell her from the jump street.
Thank you.
Like keep everybody safe. Like do your content, but don't involve your family because once you involve your family, you take
your attention off your content, and now you're addressing stuff that don't even matter that could have been prevented. That was it. That
Queen
was all.
Queen Tussle, check this out for the people in the chat.
Mhm.
No one even knew that she had a real outside job besides these little gigs because she was online morning, afternoon, lunchtime, nighttime. She want to cook for the people. She want to sleep for the people. She want to show the kid for the people. I mean, she just, and now all of a sudden, I'm too busy, guys. It's got to be quick. I'm just on here real fast right now. Yeah, because the job now is looking. So them times you were seeing her in the morning or before work or whatever, she doing all this stuff at work. She doing a lot of the stuff at work. Why do you think she came with the collar folded down at work?
Mhm.
Her friends spoke about they she got the earbud in her ear and she at work working. Now, what if she's taking the people information? When you do insurance, you taking people's names, you taking their social security numbers, you're taking their email addresses. What if she on what if Trip, which I know she's not, but what if Trip was a person who was doing identity theft and she got a hold of some social security numbers and she hearing these names? They just fired a young lady who was on TikTok. I don't know if you heard this one. She's an LPN. She just went from a CNA to an LPN. How about she couldn't control herself so much? She was going live passing out medication, saying the people names, saying what type of medication they on. Then she made an error and gave out the wrong medication. The people in the chat telling her, you can't do that. She going off on them. And now she coming back online with a GoFundMe. Yeah, I was wrong for that. I shouldn't have did that. I wasn't thinking straight. She had only been in that LPN job, I think they said for like 2 or 3 months. That shit went viral.
Mhm.
So it's not just this situation. This happens to a lot of people when you come online with this shit. Excuse my
That's just
language,
like,
but it's just really like the more I'm talking about, it's pissing me off because I think she's coming along. I think she's scaring somebody. That don't scare me, baby. I already, let me read off some laws and this. Baby, just do the paperwork like the rest of them, and then we'll go from there.
yeah,
Just do
she's
the
in the
paperwork.
chat. She's in the chat making her little comments like, you know, like, girl, go and find you something to do. Go cook. Go get a relationship with your baby's daddy. How about that?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Okay. So is that the person named Sarah that said, do you also have a personal problem with QQ, or do you have a problem with by way of proxy? So you want to answer
she can
that?
send she could send a super sticker with that same
Okay.
question in there and she'll get an answer.
Right. Pay for her answer since y'all paying for tears. Y'all paying $30 for tears.
Right.
Shit.
Go ahead and send those super stickers and VS, put what's your cash app? What's your cash app so I can type it in the chat.
You know something?
The people
I'm
want to
good.
get generous.
I just want the people. I'm here to support you. I want you to get all the coins and the accolades and people to support your channel. I'm good for right now. I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna come out and talk to you guys about me. I want this to be about what we got going on. But listen, God has been good to me. When I tell y'all I'm on a natural high, things are going so good for me. I'm very thankful, and I kind of like being over here because I can kind of get my stuff off over here versus being on my channel right now. I just been
Yeah.
sitting back, so I appreciate you letting me come on here.
Welcome to the Butterfly Lounge. Yeah, you can come over here anytime. My thing is, um, when you
Well,
have a
hit the
woman out,
link, Sarah.
yeah,
This is one of your supporters, Queen Tulsa.
yeah,
Please
come
hit the
on up
link,
here,
Sarah. I
honey.
promise you, I'll be respectful. I'm not gonna scream at you, but I have to give you the same energy you give me. You be nice to me, I'm nice to you. You mean to me, I gotta be mean to you.
You are the co-host today. I mean, and we just ask for just respect. That's it. It's real easy.
Listen, I absolutely listen. Somebody's asking a question that was done on live. Go look at Queen Tulsa live from 2 lives ago. That'll answer
Yeah,
your question. We're not going to keep repeating the same stuff. We already said what it was. Queen Tulsa made one phone call on my behalf. They told Queen Tulsa you cannot make a phone call on behalf of a person who's saying they're being victimized. That person need to call. So they told me to call. Am I getting this right? They said, no, you can't do
Yeah,
this for
exactly.
Miss Cordone. She need to call. So what I do, I follow direction. They said you call. I called one time, they got it to the right person, and we'll just go from there. I got my little I did my Google review. That's the best I could do. I put my Google review up there. I put a real receipt to go with to show them her behavior. So, what more do you guys want? I'm being very transparent. Mello
Yeah.
said this is gonna backfire. Baby, please. I'm not worried about it. How can it backfire when she got my pictures on her community wall? How's it gonna backfire when she talking shit to me? I mean, even Queen Tulsa live, she went off on me. So she can't go in no courtroom. I'm so innocent. I don't do nothing. I don't bother nobody. You calling me all kind of bitches. Come on now.
Hmm. And exactly. See, it's some people. I don't have issues with people on the internet, but me and Trees, we had our little situation. She's over here. I mean, this is a space for everybody, so nobody's gonna get bullied over here, whether we agree with their choices in life or not. And that's just what it is. Some of y'all need to step back and be adults and have a mind of your own. And if you see something, you say something. So we first y'all see something, say something. Then when we see something, say something. Then we get ridiculed for that too. Like
Yeah.
y'all are the problem. You said her behavior has been distasteful and totally inappropriate. She sits with a group of women that gang stalk a content creator and children. She applaud their behavior, which I find irresponsible. Absolutely. This is what she does.
Peanut says, you called her job over internet. Man, she said she wanted to pop my top. She went to my business on my boutique channel and took pictures off of there and put it on her community wall.
And also put your name on her community and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
She went and found this change.org. So guess what? You got to change.org. So we're even. We're on even playing for you. Went to my business channel. All right, I talked to your business folks. You went and put my pictures up. I put you in your company uniform up there on lunchtime or whatever time you was on talking shit. You know, it is what it is. You went and found the change.org. Now you have a change.org. I mean, it's
Okay, do
even
we have any
Steven.
mods in here? Because we about to give Sarah a first class ticket. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. Let me get my other phone to get your ass up out of here. Holla,
They said
sister.
saying pop your top is subjective, just like mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, when we gonna eat? Is that subjective too? Okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Mommy, when we gonna eat? That's subjective too. Okay.
Thank you, boo. But she would sit on here and talk about other people's kids not feeding them, but your child is out here screaming. So my thing is, when is it important to stand up for the kids? When is it important to stand up for your rights as a citizen? So you telling me that you can't use your God given right, your amendment, your freedom of speech. So
Mm-hmm.
that's got to be cut because somebody like her? No, ma'am.
Yeah.
And she's in here on all her troll pages.
She's
Like,
watching.
yeah, she's definitely in here. You said don't do that. That's not nice. No, we just deleted the comment. You said we're not going to sit here and act like we don't know what pop your top mean. That is so childish. Exactly.
Exactly. But it's because it's me though. Had I been one of these weaklings or whiny ass people or whatever, they'll be feeling sorry for them because it's me and I'm supposed to just eat shit. You know, eh, no, I ain't gonna eat shit. I'm gonna handle you the business way, and that's what I did. Calling one time is not stalking. I have the right to call when somebody's doing something on company time. And guess what? If they say she ain't doing no company time, then that mean they investigating. They don't see nothing. It is what it is. It is what it is.
But I can go to bed at night knowing that what I did was genuine. It was to save somebody else's life. I mean, we're in a time where people are doing irrational things. And like I
Hmm.
said, being on social media, being a social media content creator, it can get frustrating as hell at times. It will put you in like a stress or a depression. if you feel like your numbers aren't there, or, the content or whatever the case may be. Some people battle with it differently. But I feel like if you don't have things in place like therapy, counseling, or knowing to when to take your breaks from social media, you're going to crash out. You're not going to be good for nobody nor yourself.
And that's
And
why I'm
that's
having
just what it
such a
boils down to.
yeah, and that's why I'm having such euphoric experience right now. Like even with me working out and getting my health and stuff together, I'm not doing it for clicks and views. I don't come online, oh, every day. Oh, guys, I did this, or watch me do this or watch me do that. No, I enjoy being by myself, my downtime, because it's something I'm proving to myself. And then I'll come and say, later, like, hey guys, look at the results I've done so far. This is my what I've done the past month. You may not see the work I'm putting in online, but I'm showing you the results, and I come like give people like little updates. These are like my moments I want to have for myself.
And
So when
even
you feel like you can't come online unless you're showing somebody something, it's a
I
problem.
mean, you've been very transparent, even with your health journey and things like that. Even sharing your walking app, which I got on because you shared it. So, I mean, people are going to go to your past and they're going to try to dig up every
Mhm.
mean or nasty thing about you. But what matters is what's going on today. You're not doing what you was doing 5 years ago. I feel like you're in a great headspace. You're taking care of your health, your mental health, and you're also protecting yourself, and you're still being an advocate. So advocacy just don't stop. Advocacy is like a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
So even
But
with you
just
taking a
because I
break.
don't do stuff don't mean I can't. I'm
Hmm.
making a choice to not behave like this. I'm making a sound decision. That's why I knew I had to come out and do something, because one day I was trying to handle some business and I had just got very annoyed by this person. I said, I be damned. I sat there and helped this person, supported this person. This person want me to do everything, including kiss their ass. And I said, I'm not an ass kisser. If I got a question, I'm going to ask it. If it's a tough question, I'm going to ask. And so I just got real agitated because I get sick and tired of helping people and then getting spat on. I get sick and tired of it. And so it just put me back in place. So you know what? Let me get myself up out the purse real quick. Let me go ahead and remind people what's up. And then I'll go back to doing what I'm doing. So I'm back to kind of, I'm back in my purse now, just doing what I'm doing. And when I need to come out again, I'll come on out again. I
Well,
kept
speaking of
saying
coming
leave me
out,
alone. But motherfucker waking
Pina,
up in the morning talking shit. Afternoon talk shit. No, I'm gonna shut you up. You gonna stop. You gonna
Mhm,
stop. Cause at first I don't deserve it.
that's right. Well, Pina wanted to know, is it possible for y'all to just squash it?
Well, I don't know if it's possible because we already have some things in the process. I'm sure she's doing some things, and I've already done some things. I'm just waiting for the process. So how can you squash it when the process is happening? She doing what she need to do, and I'm doing what I need to do. So it been squashed once. I told you. That's why I just explained to you. Once I had to come out the purse and handle my stuff professionally, I felt good again. So let me put myself back in my purse and just sit back and wait for the next. If it's more BS coming, I'll wait for it to come and then I'll respond properly. I did my first round of things that I needed to do. Now I'm just sitting back waiting for the process.
So the message of the day is mind your business. Stop talking about folks. Stop putting yourselves out here
Mm,
in the light that you don't want to be shined on when you are in the hot seat. I mean, that's just simple because we can't talk about nothing that you didn't put out here. And that's the thing. Once you might think you deleted, but once it's in cyberspace, baby, it's out there forever. And I think that's what a lot of people forget. Whatever you say and whatever you do is being tracked. And we're in a different time, we're in a different space and a different age where people are coming and actually saying doing what they threatened to do. And so when you talk about oh, just let it go, look at these lawmakers that just lost their lives. You have somebody showing up to their house, scoping them out. I don't know what nobody is capable of doing. So why not give my commentary, let VS know she needs to report this to authorities because it bothered me. It
It
bothered
bothered me
the hell
too.
out of me.
Yeah. To go that extreme. And I'm like, out of all the straws in the cup, why you choose to say this shit to me? Like, I'm like, what is it about me? Like, damn, I understand I took a back seat and sat back. I'm like, okay, so you want
But
child.
VS, we've seen Wiley, and this is, and I'm not making this up. We've seen a content creator go out to damn Las Vegas. He
Ooh,
was having money problems. He was having money problems, and I'm trying to tell y'all this, and this ain't even a even put Wiley out there, but I gotta say it. When people are having money problems and things like that, they go through a different type of headspace. You
mm-hmm,
can't buy you a damn cheeseburger. You can't even buy a roll of tissue to wipe your ass. You can't even buy you a cold bottle of ice water.
mm-hmm.
And people will flip. And this man flipped
Yes, he
online.
did.
He went online, he went into that Walmart, and this man started making these accusations. Did we know if he had those things? No, but he said it. The man went to jail.
Queen Tulsa, you want to know something that's crazy about that situation? I was out in Vegas at that same time, and while it was reaching out for me to meet up with him. And so a lot of people behind the scenes, because we already met up before, we had a big issue happen, the DC gate thing. So they kept saying, VS, we support you, but if you meet up with Wiley, we done because something is wrong with him. He's tripping, he's not acting normal. Now, you know me, I got a soft spot for Wiley. I used to, not anymore. It took me a long time to not have it. So I'm somebody have them in my room. Like, come on, let's go to the room, let's hang out, or shit, stay over until I get ready to leave. You like that's the kind of relationship I feel like I had because we always been real cool. But first off, Wiley's not no small dude. Wiley, if I'm 5'8", Wiley's at least 6'2", 6'3". He's a big dude, and you see he gained all his weight back or whatever. That
Yeah.
man could have did anything. I ain't talking about. I don't think he would hurt me. But when somebody's having a manic episode and all that stuff, and you saw how he went to the Walmart and was cutting
Mhm.
up, he could have did anything to me. And I'm sitting up. He's still a man. I'm still a woman at the end of the day. He could have did flip me up and throw me
Did
off
you
the
see how
balcony,
he
any
walked
damn
up in that
thing.
woman's face like he was about to do something to her?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't take, and these are people that we've watched on here, and to see them in those moments, yes, that's why I called, because I don't know who's gonna be the next person that want to get their viral moment.
Hmm.
And you shouldn't do that. Like, I mean, just imagine somebody just freaking out in front of you here. I'm gonna be scared, I'm gonna be nervous. And why
Yeah.
didn't y'all tell me? Why didn't y'all tell me that this
Yeah.
person was on this type of time?
Yeah, this happened like I think like the next day or the day after
Oh,
I had
and that
left.
wasn't it. Look, they said he remember that library. I forgot about that library incident when he went in there.
Hmm.
So people, we can't take we can't take things lightly. We've seen too many of our content creator colleagues on here that either lost their life or lost their mind.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's this one reason why I also don't need to be meeting up with everybody because that's one thing I love meeting up with like content creators
You
because it's trying to
can't
make some things
BS.
happen, and I have to stop doing it.
You
I just have
can't.
to stop doing it. You know.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, safety first. I mean,
Yeah.
even with traveling, just even getting on a plane, baby, I ain't even suggesting that. Like, we
Hmm.
definitely got to buckle down. We definitely have to focus on the bigger picture here, man. We got wars going on right now, and we got our president. They are telling him, dude, if you get up in it, then we gonna get some with you. And
Hmm.
we got like bigger things to fight about. This is not a fight. This is an informative. So y'all need to
Hmm.
learn the difference. We're not fighting with Sammy. We were there trying to help her. We saw that she was going off the edge, and I gotta say this. Let me bring this up. With her and Deuce. Now, me and her had a conversation on a live, and she was just saying how she was dealing with this dude. She had three dudes that she was dealing with: a
Mm.
47-year-old, her baby daddy, and there was another guy. And
Mm.
so I'm like, how are you balancing all this? And even right there, it drew questions because when we see these love triangles, listen here, there are some people out here that believe in, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. And so I was a little skeptical on that. I just told her, not to play with these guys' heart, be upfront with them. But that's kind of a dangerous game, when
But what is it about having three or four guys? And listen, I didn't have my time, when I was younger or whatever. But what is it about having three or four men at a time, having your body, having you, and you still not satisfied? You get what I'm saying?
hmm
It's something about that spirit.
But you know what? From my opinion, from observation, from talking to the young lady, it
Mm,
just seems like a lot of childhood trauma. And, we can relate because we've been through it. However, we have utilized the resources and we are getting the help that we deserve, right? Get
mm-hmm.
counseling, therapy. So, we feel this way because we know the process and we've crossed so many hurdles, but in our opinion, we don't think that she has because I haven't had no conversations with her about therapy. And I don't know if you have, but I feel like if
Mm-mm.
she did get into therapy, I think that it would be amazing for her and really trust and let her guards down.
But
Now,
how can
there's
she get into therapy to get help when she won't even take basic advice?
Well, see, she has to get to a point where she acknowledges that there is a problem. And once you
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge there's a problem, then you are already in the right direction. Now, the next step is getting that help. 988, or even in your like your local libraries, you can go there, look it up on we all got phones and stuff. So you can always look up
Well, we can't even
resources there out
tell her to
there.
go to God because somebody in the chat saying she was fucking a pastor. It's
Oh Lord.
like when you go to church to learn about God. You go for a teaching, not to get banged out. See, people going to church for all the wrong reasons.
Oh Lord. Well, see, I had an experience. Younger, met a dude on the chat line, and he took me to a church and banged me out.
Mm.
So we all have
You know
something
they
that we
freaky,
have in
child.
common. And I
Mm.
didn't even know. I didn't even know until we got there.
Mm.
But we all have a past. We all have
Yeah.
something that we can work on. And see, with conversation, we can come to an understanding. But yeah, giving out your body like that and having three and four and all that, it just screams insecurity. It screams really
I'm
childhood
throwing
trauma.
the bait
Nobody
out
ever
and just
makes
hoping somebody pick me. You know how the
uh-huh.
men do
Yeah, I just
sometimes they'll
want to
throw the
feel
bait out there,
love.
try to talk to everybody. You trying to figure out well which one of them gonna choose me. One of
hmm
them got to choose
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, somebody. I'm just gonna make myself available to anybody, and I don't have to. I don't give a damn what I have to put myself under to have this. If it means putting this aside, and if it means changing this, then anything I can just for a man,
Mm-hmm.
just to
Mm-hmm.
be seen, just so I can say, oh yeah, my man at home, he cooking. That man at home smoking black and mild, smoking weed, got his feet up on the sofa, playing motherfucking PS2.
You can look at her lip. I bet if she pulled her lip down, you see all that pink right there. I mean, I just
I
feel
hate to
bad for the
say it,
child.
maybe that's why he be jumping around because his ass is high. He hungry.
Yeah, no.
He done smelt up
See,
all that damn weed, and now he hungry. You know. But when we
hey,
talk about,
what they say, secondhand smoke is a real thing.
hmm
It
and it's
transfer
not.
in the skin, transfer for the clothing and all that stuff. I hope
But
if
BS,
they was make him pee on the stick, he'll pass the drug test. You don't know.
it goes deep, and even like before we had even went live, yeah, my kids are gone, so I might have a cigarette in the house maybe like once or twice, but I don't make it a damn. It's not like, oh, I'm just blowing it down in the house with my cigarettes. No, I
Hmm.
only did that, because like I was running late, then I got a little nervous. But even
But
with
you
me
was
smoking
outside.
outside, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, we got to push the show back because I have to
Yeah.
have a cigarette.
Yeah. I mean, I understand people say, that, but not cigarettes, but the other
She
one. It comes
was
from the earth and stuff, herbs and all this stuff, whatever. But the issue with those type of things, if you're not going from getting it from one of those
please
stores or
let me
whatever where they grow it,
testify.
is the fentanyl, with the
Uh-huh.
else,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. They mix all kinds of stuff now, and you don't know who's making it. People could be trying to stretch it out. I mean, imagine being broke and you got a bag. Now I don't know much about. I do watch movies. Imagine being broke. You know what I'm saying? And then you
Uh-huh.
try to stretch it out. You might add a little something to it to try to stretch it out to get more money. People do strange things when they need money.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. My
Mm.
auntie went to glory because somebody stretched it out. You know, gave her a
Mm.
damn aneurysm. And my grandma,
See?
my auntie was a vegetable. If she was live, she would have been a vegetable. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when we talk about drug use and things like that, I grew up. My auntie was a crackhead. You know,
Mm.
she was a crackhead. And I used to pick at her and I used to follow her around. Little did I know that one day in life that I was gonna smoke that crack.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But thank God that I'm
Hmm.
off of it.
Yeah.
But you don't
Queen Tulsa,
know
I see a total
something.
change in you. Um, I mean, we're not there with you, but a lot of people, not just me, a lot of people are saying that you're just doing a lot of things that's different. Even, you know, the way you talk, even the way your appearance, like you can see a change.
Hmm.
You can totally see a change in you. You even seem happier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would come on here sometime, you would cut up. You clown, you ain't
Yeah,
clownish for these. You like, I'm not gonna be your clown. Like, this ain't the circus. We're about to do some, either you gonna deal with me because you respect me. It's like you're demanding respect now. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's good to have fun sometime, but I'm not gonna be your
Your
circus
laughing
person.
stock. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I
And
appreciate
you're
that. And thank you for
demanding
pointing that
respect.
out, baby.
Yeah. And look, you certain people who don't come over here. I know you and Teresa had issues. You could see the people that's seeing how you move different and coming over, showing respect. Like, okay, all right, we see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could feel the difference. I could feel the difference in the beefing sector. But they say, okay, we think VS being serious because she been doing this way too long, like being chill. Like,
Yeah,
this ain't normal, So they're kind of like, they showing the bitch a little respect because they see
yeah.
that I used to be on her about the money. I'm
You're a
finna cut up
queen,
for tonight because I
baby.
need some money. I don't care about the money right now.
Yeah. But you're a queen, and I feel like everybody should feel this greatness, feel this happiness because you can have this. Like I
Hmm.
said, if you love yourself first, well, put God first in everything that you do. Because without
Yeah,
God, it would be, none of this would be possible for even be
yeah.
me, for me to be saying what, my experiences and things like that. Because at one point in time, I was embarrassed. I was scared to tell somebody what I had been through. But now that I
Mm-hmm.
know that it helps people, I'm more in that mode. And then I think with being a mom and being a wife, I think that plays a
Yeah.
part in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just connecting with my sisters of all colors, all races, connecting with my brothers, it's all about a conversation. It's so
Yeah.
much out here for all of us. And if we would just listen to what Pimp C said, he said, if we come together, we can make some shit happen. And
Mm-hmm.
that's, I'm, old school. That's my type of music. Yeah, I'm a little, I love my
That's that
stuff, but
Texas
it's
music
like,
there.
yeah, but it goes back to the basics. Like, there's no need for me to sit up here and be jealous of my brothers and sisters when we can pull together and make
Mm-hmm.
magic. We don't
Mm-hmm.
need the big funding and all that. We just pull
Mm-hmm.
ourselves together. Shit, us
Mm-hmm.
black people, we spend more money than anybody. We could make ourselves, millionaires,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So even with Tulsa, the 1921 race massacre, for Juneteenth, I will be out live in my town, letting y'all see how Tulsa comes
Good.
together for Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And it's in me. It ain't on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's what's
And
up.
I want my people to win. Like we can go back and forth, we can do our comedy and stuff, but baby, it's money to be made. Let's collab. Let's
Yeah.
work. You know.
And I would love to see you and Trees work together in the future. I'm just putting it out there, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
move on to something else. Cause
I
people
wouldn't
gonna want to
mind.
see that. People gonna show up for them like Queen Tulsa and Trees is on live, and they trying to be professional. And they doing work. Let's see what the heck going on. They gonna come watch that. 'Cause they gonna like, what
Let's
the
get
heck,
it.
you know?
Listen, Trees, if you still out there, let's get it. Let's set it up. Let's it's so much out here. And I just feel like, God took your channel because you should be doing something else with your voice. You're too educated. You got a whole degree. Like, yeah, all that's fun and stuff, but baby, we need the education. The way that this damn administration is twisting and turning people's
People don't
necks.
support that though. See, people, but see, and this is the battle with that. People keep saying they want to hear positive stuff. They want to hear
Uh-huh.
education. If she came on here talking about her nursing degree and what she do and all this stuff, people not they don't want to hear. They want to hear the gossip. They want to hear the mess. They want to hear her, talk about all this other stuff.
Listen, that's why we got the prime time mixer. We gonna give you the news and all that in the beginning, and then we gonna creep down here in the mess.
That's true.
You see what
That's
I'm
true.
saying? So it ain't
But
what we
I
do,
think
it's
she's
how we
I
do
think
it.
she's pushed past, too far. When you get pushed too
Yeah.
far, like for an example, people be want to talk about autism all the time. I think people don't understand once you raise your kids, especially when they got disabilities. Don't nobody want to talk about that shit no more. Like, no, baby, I done raised my mind good at this point. I don't want to. That is almost like re-traumatizing yourself. Anybody who have a disabled kid talking about, oh, I enjoyed it. I had a wonderful time. It ain't fun. It is work if you're putting in the work. If you ain't putting, see, listen, my kids have games and stuff like that. I'm not saying my kids I didn't let them go in the game, but I
Mhm.
did my best to try to regulate the game. I did my best to let them have the iPad pad machines, whatever, but it had like work, they doing work first. Then you can have your free time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
just go to the game. Like my kids they didn't like playing basketball and baseball. I tried to get them in swimming lessons. We did everything you could think of. We did all that. I got the pictures. I still got their uniforms and everything. I'm a pack rat. I got all their stuff because I want to have they wasn't good at it, but guess what? They still did it. They still got out. I still made them force them to socialize. You don't keep kids in the house, especially little boys. And tell you them boys that be disabled, they get what's the word I could say on here? Over sexualized.
They
You get what I'm
get
saying?
fresh.
you know they
Uh-huh.
still boys, they
Uh-huh.
still have emotions and feelings, and so them the ones you gotta watch out. You gotta talk to them about certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much work. I'm telling you, it's almost like traumatizing, even like rethinking about. So when people want me to keep talking about that, like you could talk to any parent who has a kid that's about to graduate or already graduate. They don't want to talk about, I'm finna reach down and help somebody else or re-talk about this because you barely made it. You barely made it out alive. You barely made it. Imagine working all day. You tired as hell. You ain't got no time for yourself. And you still got one thing my son therapist did. I had to do family therapy. It wasn't no you finna drop your child off and sit in the visitor room for an hour while they play with blocks and all. No, no. Everybody had to come. We was doing family therapy. Do you know how irritating that was? I had to actually be involved in the damn therapy. It was crazy. But
You
then
thought you was about to get
eventually
a break.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
but I got used to it. And then I saw that it helped. Well, all of us being together there instead of me just dropping my kid off and then letting them do whatever. No, I know because when I come home,
Move
I
as
know what to do.
I'll move as one unit. And I
Hmm.
think that, growing up,
Hmm.
we weren't taught that, help each one teach one, help this one. And it's so interesting that you brought that up because when I met my husband, and I first met my kids, my youngest daughter had a speech impediment. So it was like she would talk, but it's like you couldn't really understand her. So I'm like, baby, slow down your words, and with all of us, working 5, 10 minutes with her. She went through speech therapy, but in sixth grade, well, in fifth grade, she graduated from speech therapy. So she doesn't even
Hmm.
need it anymore. But it
Hmm.
was doing the cards, having brother and sister,
Hmm.
help, spend 5 minutes and,
Yeah.
so it's that family dynamic. And once the family comes together, then we all win. It just hits different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you for gaining those patience because, as women, I can't speak of birth. I can't speak of, having, the feelings and stuff. But what I can say is I can speak on is the after product,
Mm,
and our blessings, you know.
yeah.
So I think even with us
If you
collabing
if
like this,
yeah. If you
oh, go
guys
ahead,
would
boo.
if you guys were to see my son, you wouldn't be able to tell anything. And that's another thing. online because people ask me, I talk about it. But in my real life, we don't talk about disabilities unless it got something to do with an extra benefit or we getting some extra money or something. But that's not a discussion that we have. We don't go through the house every day talking about somebody got autism. No, because our life is not like that. He has a real job. He gets up, get himself up. He has his own car. He go to work, come home. He didn't put anything special on his job application to he's not a receipt checker or a cart person or anything. He has a real job. He's been offered supervisor positions. He wants his own place. You know, it's he has a lot going for him. He's been to college. So that's why sometimes even I don't even want him to even hear me bring it up, or me talking about it because I'm sure it irritates him because it's just not something we talk about. It's it's like it's almost like it don't even exist anymore. It's like he doesn't. The only way we would in the house we talk about autism or something like that. I'd be like, I would randomly be like, you took your medicine, right? Because he's been taking medicine forever and a day. So that's just a part of life. He takes his one pill, before bed.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? In some cases, some people, they keep just individuals with disabilities like in the back room and stuff like that. And like you said, it's not really talked about, but it
Hmm.
doesn't matter about color because anybody can, have a child like that. My cousin, she has a child. He has cerebral palsy, so he's wheelchair
Hmm.
bound, but he's went to school, went to graduation and all that.
Hmm.
And then my first cousin, Lisa, she passed. The doctors gave her the wrong medicine and she was wheelchair bound for the rest of her
Oh
life.
my God.
Uh-huh. And I just remember, her in her wheelchair and watching my aunt feed her and stuff. So, and I've worked in the healthcare field. I love helping people. I love caring for people.
Hmm.
However, that is cool. You gotta take care of self. You gotta take care of self, you
It's
know.
not easy. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
you gotta have those moments where you pour your cup back up with water. Fill yourself back up
Yeah.
with water.
Well, having a kid with a disability in 2025 and 2024 is cool. It
Mhm.
wasn't cool 10 years ago.
Right.
It wasn't cool
Mhm.
15 years ago. It's cool now. Get your TikTok and make money off of it. Hey, look what I'm doing with my kid. It was cool. It ain't cool. And people keep saying, if I could do it all over again, would I do it like the hell no? Don't be lies. Everybody want their kid to come out the what they quote unquote call normal. Who wants to go through man, I'm telling you, I have so many stories where I just felt like giving up, you know? And I couldn't. I had to push past it in so much mental pain, so much anguish. And I couldn't, I kept a smile on my face, but I was just hurting on the inside. You just tired. That's why I see it all over her. She could pretend like it's not bothering her. It does. Because I've been there before. I get it.
You know what? I think we should have a session, even with it being primetime mixer, because I think I might just do primetime mixer every day and just kind of flow it like that. Give us the hot topics and then get in the mess at the end. I think that we need to schedule out a day where we talk about how we survive. Just even now, like with everything that we've been through. And yeah, those were challenges and those are big hurdles, but it's like we're still going through life. So, how do we continue on that journey with all that behind us? Because people think, oh, well, now they just got perfect lives. They don't have to worry about nothing. They don't have to think about
Mhm,
nothing. And it's like,
mhm,
no, things still exist. I think that we just have coping skills
mhm.
and we're able to, um, roll in a different way due to our experiences. They held us back and, now we know
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah. Well, definitely that would be a good conversation to have because I could definitely tell you like now it's all about me. You know what I'm saying? I've been spoiling myself. I'm telling you, at least twice a month, I go out to the mall by myself and just shop like I'm a big old kid. I go to the movies at least I said twice a week, twice a month.
Yeah.
I at least go to the movies, by myself. I just be chilling. Just it just feels good to be just doing something, by
Well,
myself.
you know what, sister, is getting to know you because you
Hmm.
lost yourself
I
and
did.
you
That's a
finding
fact.
yourself. Uh-huh.
Yep.
And I've been through that. I've been on that journey. Listen, and that journey right there, I want you to enjoy every minute.
Hmm.
Every minute. Even like your dates when you take yourself out to eat,
Hmm.
dress up, a
Hmm.
little bit, what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's
Smell
not like you
good.
can't. It's not like I can't see.
I'm gonna give you
See.
a hack too. Can I give you a quick hack before you get into it?
Yeah.
So this was my hack when I was in that area. I would
Hmm.
go by the mall and I would go and get those sample perfumes and things like that. I would like
Yeah.
rack up on it. And
That's
even like
funny. It's funny you said that because I went into what is it called, Bloomingdale's, and I was
uh-huh,
like, Lord, this look. I was like, this store expensive. I said, but I'm still coming my little coin. Let me just see what I could do. So, baby, I
uh-huh,
worked my way around there, past them $400-$500 shades. Girl, I found the clearance rack. Gum all through the clearance rack like I'm in the thrift store. I'm going. Then I found some little good ones. I came out there with some good stuff. Now they had some
yeah,
low prices. I was like, okay, all right. Well, I had my little Bloomy bag or whatever. I said, okay, well, yeah, I'm shopping at Bloomers, but I wore that clearance rack out, and I was just so tickled by that because I was just like,
yeah.
shoot, I still
You
have my
gotta do
little
what you
fun.
gotta do.
Yeah, yeah. So
And
I
that was
mean,
my thing. So I would go and get me some little perfume and stuff so I could smell
hmm,
good. I would go to
hmm,
like, a thrift store, get me an outfit, and I would be smelling good, looking good on a dime.
yeah.
And I will put myself out there, make myself available to have fun.
I think the
Yes.
only thing I'm just really careful with, I've always been like a magnet to get people to come to me. I'm talking about as far as men to marry
Yeah.
me. That's always been easy. I've had so many men get on their knees. I've been married twice, divorced twice. I've when I got to a point with my kids being like teenagers, I didn't want to bring anybody new into their lives while they was teenagers, especially me having a daughter. I've been traumatized as a child before, so I'm like, nope. The kid bloom. How the
Hmm.
kids. I'm like, no, I'm good on that. So now, once they grown, it's almost like if I choose to have a conversation or hang out or want to get down, whatever case may be, because it's there. It's not a necessity. Like for some people who feel like they can't get nobody, they be so desperate. I gotta put myself out there. It comes to me so easily, and really I'm just not in that headspace. I've been married my early 20s. Then I got married again in my late 30s. And then, it's almost like, you know, my last little date was a white
Well,
guy.
see,
It's
but
just
guess what?
like,
This one is going to be different, VS, because this, whomever is coming,
mhm,
they're coming to find you. You're not going to be going to find them. And I feel like you found the first two,
mm-hmm,
so now, you're about to be found. So you just get ready for that. And I want you
yeah,
to, keep making yourself available, keep showing up.
mm-hmm,
Don't expect anything because when God sends it, you gonna know, baby. I'm
mm-hmm,
telling you, when God sends you your whomever, you gonna know it.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
loving. See, I'm like, yeah, she really serious about it. Like when you were, you would come live, you would tell your stories and, like this is what I'm going through, or you make your post and I'll read it. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm loving this.
yeah,
I'm loving it. I'm loving this new era that you're in. I'm loving your patience. I'm loving your wisdom. You've always
mm,
showed everybody that you were a smart woman. It was just trusting the process and letting things happen and going
yeah,
through them. And then, because it's kind of hard to explain what I'm saying is because we might think that we in one space today, right?
mm-hmm,
And little do we know God has so much more for us to experience and give us. And we feel even greater the next time we do an evaluation. Do you get what I'm saying there?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, but look, I'm being tested in so many ways, and I've been passing all the tests. I'm telling you, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I had a kid to curse me out. A kid out in the neighborhood.
Hmm.
Yeah, and one of the kids was sitting on my outdoor furniture, and so But was one kid out there, I could hear them being noisy, but it wasn't that many. Girl, I looked up, it was like 10 of them. I said, oh, hell no, it ain't finna be no hangout spot right here. So I opened up the door and said, all right, y'all got to get up off my property. Go next door, wherever, go sit on somebody. Like, why out of all the houses, y'all sitting on my sheet and there's chairs everywhere? So the kid looked at me and said, ain't nobody destroying your property. So I said, you don't have to destroy my property. You can don't sit on my property. Then another little kid, because when there's a lot of them, there's a lot of mamas now. And one of
Uh-huh.
them said, well, my house right there. And then the girl took off. Girl, I was like, Lord have mercy. This she finna go get her mama. Like, it's like, what in the hell? And so I'm just like, God. So I said, okay, y'all gonna have to get up. So they eventually left. But it's just like little things that have been happening that's like kind of been like it's testing how am I going to respond.
How you
I'm not
gonna
gonna I'm not
respond?
gonna curse the kids out. First off, I'm not stupid. It's like 10 kids out there. I mean, 10 mamas probably gonna round up. I don't have time for that. And then like I had a noisy neighbor and I actually talked to the lady. Now see, I'm oversharing now. And so I said, ma'am, I said, I'm hearing a lot of fighting and fussing over my head. It's loud. And so she was like, are you sure it's my house? It's your house. I can tell you every conversation y'all have. I can hear everything. Well, I'm deaf in one ear, da da da. She had all these, but we talked, and I'm thinking it was gonna get smoothed out. I mean, I could hear everything. Fighting. I even heard like one of the baby mamas, like she got sons, and one of the baby mamas, she was like, he was like, you too loud, the neighbors gonna hear you, they gonna call the police. She was like, I don't give a fuck. Like beating the wall as she talking, like wanting me to hear. This like midnight. And I'm just like, God, I'm asking you to
Yes.
please like
Hmm.
help me. And that's when I started listening to Billy Graham. That's when I started
Yes.
listening to my Juanita Bynum, all that stuff. And just like people blast their rap music, I blast my church music
Uh-huh.
all
The
throughout the
devil
night.
wanted you to get up and act a damn
Mm-hmm.
fool. The
Mm-hmm.
devil wanted you to get up and act the fool. Oh yeah, she over there, she playing that music now. And see,
Mm-hmm.
that be the trick of the enemy. And some people they don't be understanding it. And that's
Yeah.
how I used to fall for the bait because of that
Yeah.
little damn voice, that
Yeah.
little piece of pride. Oh,
Yeah.
let me go ahead and tell them something. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And where did it get you? Nowhere, but damn in handcuffs or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's all about that growth. It's
Yeah.
all about loving you because guess what? Ain't nobody gonna take care of VS like VS gonna take care of her.
Yeah.
Besides the man above and the man, whoever the Lord sends. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yo,
Mhm.
equal. You know.
Mhm.
But yeah, thinking before you even responding, and then it's like, God will show you some things. It'll feel like deja vu.
Yeah.
It'll feel like deja vu. You probably been feeling like that lately. But it's a
Mhm.
lot of deja
Yeah.
vu. But no, it's his confirmation that he
Yeah.
never will leave us nor forsake us.
Mhm.
You know, I'm serious.
By the end of this year, and probably even
Uh-huh.
before December come, I'm gonna turn off my Google AdSense and everything. I'm gonna have my videos and stuff up there, but I want it to be where, because I do feel like the internet has a hold of me as far as the financial part, and this money is not enough for me to sell myself. I'm not getting enough money to sell myself. Not saying that, you know, well, I don't want to lie. If it was worth being here, I would be here. But eventually it gets to the point, it's like, is this even worth it? So that's what I say. It's okay for me not to go live. I don't care about the money going down because I'm taken care of. It's not a big deal. And I see a lot of people selling their souls for a click and a view and 40% coming up off of it. It's not worth it to me anymore. It's just not. And it's such a freeing spirit to say that. Because I used to hustle on here. I used to be on here hustling. Oh, they want some mess? I'm finna give you some mess. Girl, I hit that live button, get the dragging everybody, they mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin. I start it don't feel good to me no more. It just don't feel good. It used to feel good. I have a bad day. Girl, I come on here and ruin everybody's day on here. I stopped doing that shit. Because I know my capabilities. I know what I can do. And I don't want to push nobody to knock themselves off or for somebody to harm me or I harm them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the next thing. It ain't nothing else left to do. I've done pretty much everything else.
I feel like I agree with 95%. The other 5% is I feel like if you rebrand it and do what we're doing now, like talk show, this seems like this is more your jizz. Like,
I don't have a
I love.
passion for it though. I don't feel a passion for it. Like right now, I'm having a conversation because I'm supporting you.
Oh,
I wouldn't get on my channel and crank up and talk about celebrity news because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I like talking
yeah.
about Trump. Like it's fun to talk about Trump because it's controversial. Because I really do like controversy.
Yes.
I was born in trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I enjoy the mess. I enjoy chaos. Because that's what I'm used to.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. We can always have like a rage room. Let's put on a
Mhm.
rage room where
I tell
somebody
people
can
I thrive
come.
in neglect.
You
We
can
all
hold.
a lot of people we thrive in neglect. I can thrive being messy. I can thrive dragging. That's where the money and stuff is at. But it doesn't feel good after. And I know we kind of overdoing the time. And that's one of the reasons why Queen Tussle, I said I had to get out the LGBTQ lifestyle. Anytime I'm doing something and I won't go out in the public and do it. I'm hiding behind closed doors. I'm sneaking. You know what I'm saying? If I can't do it in the light, why am I doing it in the dark? Like that's like I'm saying for me. You know what I'm saying? And I can respect what other people got going on. But for me, I felt like that was another challenge for me. Not only have I been practicing like I'm not gonna say practicing abstinence because if I want some dank, I'm gonna get some. But I have very much so self-control. You know what I'm saying? But I always love the pretty girls. Man, I love me a pretty girl. I love to see them, even if we just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to get down. But I love seeing beautiful women. Women are like the most beautiful things to me. Like I love it. So even not even flirting or dibbing and dabbing or even just having phone conversations, I had to stop everything. I had to. I had to. That was another big thing for me. It's a challenge for me, but I've been doing it. I haven't been dealing the lifestyle, you know.
I'm proud of you. Like
Thank you.
whatever journey you're on, I support it. And you know, if it makes you a better person, if it makes you uh, whole, I want you to I accept you for you however you come.
Thank you.
And that's where it starts. You're welcome. That's where it starts. You got to have the confidence. You got to love yourself. And that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
so proud of you that you're on that journey of self-love right now. And like I
Mm-hmm.
told you, it feels so good. And
Yeah.
so, whomever it is, they're gonna match that times 100.
Yeah. I
So
hope so.
yeah, they will. I'm listen, I'm living proof of it because I've, just really start manifesting, start praying. And I want you to write down in your next partner
Mm-hmm.
uh what you want from them. Like
Okay.
even down to the smell good.
Ooh.
Write it
Okay.
down. Yeah. Write it down and place it in your Bible. Place it in the
Mm-hmm.
Bible that you don't really touch. Place it right on in there.
Okay.
I manifested my husband.
Okay. Well, I
Everything.
manifested a little friend this year. Like I said, I said I want to date outside the box. And then girl, you white men was coming left and right,
Well,
and
you're manifesting your lifelong partner.
yeah.
That's what we manifesting for you.
Okay.
Because you've been there, done that. You didn't play it around. You done did your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's time to sit down and settle down. And
I
so
want,
that's what you're
yeah,
looking for.
I want to, I need a strong person. I need I
Hmm.
usually date people who are soft, because I'm a strong energy. I would
You
like
like
to
to be in
have, I
control.
would
You
like
like
to
to
have a
run
strong
stuff.
energy. Uh-huh.
You like to run things.
Well, to me, it always been like a balance like that. So if my energy is strong, the person more laid back. So it's kind of match, mish like that. But I want somebody who has strong energy, but somebody with strong energy who I can respect. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with somebody who don't have nothing going for themselves. And I mean, at this point, I'm like pretty much retired. Like I get my little coin, my home is taken care of. I'm good. It's like now I need to see somebody bring that same type of energy so we could build together, travel together, do stuff like that. I don't want to hear about let's go to the Golden Corral, let's go to the IHOP, or let's go to Cheesecake. No, I want to go on. Let's go on a trip. Let's go on a cruise or wherever. Whatever the case may be. I'm looking to do some grown folk stuff.
Yeah, but you said something that really struck me. You said you want somebody that you can respect. No, you
Hmm.
want somebody that can respect you for who you are and not try to change you, but challenge you to be the best version of you in a
Yeah,
healthy way, you
yeah.
know?
Well, the reason why I didn't say
So
for
never.
them to respect me, because that's an automatic. But I
Yeah,
want to be
but
able to
people feel like
respect this
just because
person.
I'm a woman,
Yeah,
I don't know. You still want him to respect you
yeah,
and
yeah.
not try to change you, but
Hmm.
enhance you for the better.
Hmm.
And I think that in relationships, people feel like, oh well, I changed him or he changed for the better. No, when you're doing any
Yeah,
changes, make sure it's
yeah.
for you, so you
Hmm.
don't lose you. You know,
Right.
because with you doing your self work right now with your
Hmm.
self love, this is building all that.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
yeah.
step a step away. you know,
You better
you're
say
gonna
it.
come
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
So and that's just what it is.
yeah.
Stand 10 toes down on it, but still also be able to, be a lady and be submissive because I can turn it off, turn it on. I
Hmm.
could be rough, 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 but me and
Hmm.
honey go out. I'm the daintiest little thing, and I'm
Yeah,
very submissive. And yes, he's gonna order and he's, let a man be a man,
yes.
let a man be a man. I think once you get to that part, you're gonna have fun with it and just have fun with it. Don't put no stipulations on it. Just
Hmm.
have fun.
Yeah.
You got your head together, you're a smart woman and you're a girl's girl and you like to help other women and
I'm
um
very girly around the men. Okay, a lot of people they see the strong energy, but I'm very much so a woman when I'm around men. I'm not you don't get the hardcore Susie. You very much so get a Southern Belle because that's what I am. And that's the reason why I said it's easy. Like I know how to cut on it's easy for me to get a man to get on their knees say I want to get married, because I used to demand. I was like, well, although we date, my goal is for marriage within 6 months or years. I put that on the table. And
yeah, write your goals
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Yeah, if you
let me
see
know.
it, you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kirby says sometimes people who were not saved as a child grow up wanting to save others. BS Icon, it's your time now, baby.
Yeah,
It's your
yeah,
time now.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. And see,
yeah.
I seen something in you. I seen something in you a long time ago. It was just, we be on our paths and going through life's journey that God has us on because we're all on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be able to do a full circle moment and meet back on these terms,
Yeah.
it really just shows growth on your part. So give yourself a round of applause and pat yourself on the back because you have done the work and you're still growing. We're all imperfect. God is the only one that's perfect. We
Mm-hmm.
striving for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're in competition with our goals, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody else.
To be a better version of ourselves.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is a good talk. And, we need to have more talks like this often because I know people are saying, people have family issues, people have trauma issues, people may not get along with their parents, and, you
Yeah.
know, strangers seem to be more good to you than your blood. Like, listen, we all got a story. Is how
Can I
you,
make a
get
confession
through
right
it.
quick?
Mm-hmm.
Since you being honest and
Mm-hmm.
you put us in your business a little bit with your neighbors, I was actually live yesterday when I was going to go get the food from Janice, and I didn't know if I wanted to call my daddy and wish him a happy Father's Day.
Mm.
I didn't know if I really wanted to do that because in my mind, I hadn't taken my medicine at that time. And sometimes I like that because I feel like I can think a little bit more, but
Mm-hmm.
then I got to get control and take it. Um, but it was just like he wasn't there.
So
The
you did call.
abuse. Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
did call, but these are the things that I went through. Like, he put his hands on mama. He wasn't there. Just how he treated me. And it was just like flashback after flashback.
Mm,
And I said, you know what? At the end of the day, um, I'm responsible for, how I'm treated and things like that. I don't have to be around him. I don't even know his address. I don't even know where he stay at. But at least I can do, as his child, is call him and say Happy Father's Day, because
you did your part.
without him, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for your contributions to my life. And even though, it wasn't it wasn't perfect and things
Mm-hmm.
happen, but I can't hold that against you because I asked God to forgive me, you know?
Yeah.
So I broke down and just called and, yeah.
Were you
And
disappointed that he didn't answer because you built yourself up to call and then he didn't
oh,
answer?
he answered. It was the disappointment was, him feeling like I was obligated to tell him Happy Father's Day. Like
Mm,
he was just, America's greatest dad. But it wasn't about me. It was Father's Day. And so it's his day. I acknowledged it and hey, today is a whole new day. He had his day
and
yesterday, you
that's a
know,
beautiful thing because
and
some
moving
people
right
didn't call
along.
their daddies at all. Because I definitely didn't call mine. I'm not even mad with my dad. I just didn't call.
Hmm. But look at it from that perspective. My thing is I want to build and bring families together. I
Yeah.
have a interracial family. And
Mm-hmm.
and should they know my history and they know, I never go a day or, when it's a situation to not inform them about mama's history. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My child they in debate and things like that. And they are well versed in the community, and that was my job. That's my duty to teach them my history. It starts at home,
Yeah.
you know. I don't care if
Yeah.
you're a white kid. I don't care if you're a black kid. You could be an Asian kid. You my kid,
Yeah.
and mom about to teach you. And I need
Mm-hmm.
you to
That's
stand
right.
up and support me and my legacy. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
You right
because
about
I'm
that.
leaving a legacy. This wasn't possible for back in the day where we could just live joyfully and go and live our fabulous lives as a interracial couple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had good friends that got crucified back in the day. And when I say friends, some of my friends range from like they real like up in age 85, 90
Yeah.
up in that.
Mm-hmm.
They got crucified in
Of
a state
course.
for being that way. And so for them to, it's bringing us all together, sister. And
Mm-hmm.
even you had to go through the experience of LGBT being with the woman so you could sit out here and you could advocate and talk for women, the
Yeah.
community. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know something though will woke me up one day and see this got to be a separate conversation because it's deeper than that. I have never met a woman who has never been molested before, and I'll be 43 this year. I've never met and a gay woman. Okay, I've never met a bisexual woman. Every woman I've met, they've had a story of they hate me and this is the reason why they're doing this, or men are irritating them, or it's a lot of straight women that be in gay clubs because they don't want to go to a club and be harassed, or bothered. It's like men have become a nuisance to a lot of women, or they're traumatized by them. Oh no, I'm not going to that club because dude called me a bitch and he tried to fight me because I didn't want to give my phone number. They literally, it's a lot of women that are literally scared, and they're like, no. And a lot of women, for me, I felt like was attracted to me because they felt like I could protect them. Oh, I like VS because she has a strong energy. I like her because she helped people. So I almost look like they just need protection. They need a mother. They need this. So even when I find other strong women, I don't look at them in a sexual way. I look at them as almost like a mother figure. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
love seeing other strong women, especially if they're stronger than me. I'm like, I love you. You either my big sister or you like a mother.
But what did I
So
tell you? I said once I fuck with you, sis, like I fuck with you. And like,
mhm,
it's forever, and it's like I'm not here to harm you or hurt you. As a trans woman, shit, I want to build the relationship. We not going to agree on everything. And if you
Yeah.
okay with that, then we can be friends for life. And we've established that, right? But it's all about standing up, doing the right thing, and having these conversations, showing up and supporting. Because if we don't talk about it, then
Mm-hmm.
how are we helping and healing somebody? We get not healing, and we ain't no need for us being stingy and selfish. God
Mm-hmm.
helped everybody. We can help some people too.
Yeah.
You know?
And Queen Tulsa, that's why I fuck with you because I will say I can say some raunchy shit. And I know a lot of people don't agree with Trump. There's some things he
Mhm.
said I do agree with him. Some things it might be and it can be rough with how he said it. But some of the things, and I'm a church girl at the end of the day. So, for you to still, show love or want to work with me, and you know that I have certain opinions on things, you know what I'm saying? And you still say, okay, I'm willing to deal with you. I may not agree, but I get it. That's your opinion, and that's another reason why I try to be careful, but then I'm trying to tiptoe, but then I
No,
want to
ain't
say
no
how I
need in
truly
tiptoeing.
feel,
Say how you damn feel.
Yeah,
Hmm. And
yeah.
that's what it is. I feel like when you put those type of restrictions, you don't get the
Mhm.
best versions of somebody. I want the best version of you because you're gonna get the best version of me. You
Or
know what
you
I'm
want to
saying?
see, you rather have somebody say how they truly feel. Don't be fake. Like, nah,
Yeah.
if you this how
Like,
you feel,
come
at
with
least I
it.
can watch you and see what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather for somebody to tell me that they don't rock with me than somebody sitting up in my face rocking with me and they want to take me out. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
know, some people say they want the truth and then they can't handle it. The truth hit
Mm-hmm.
them in the face and then they run and crying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
and that just comes with being real. Like if you a fake phony ass person, you say all that, then it's gonna be drama. But if
Mm-hmm.
you tell me how you feel, we gonna have a conversation. We gonna move past it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't gonna be no argument because we know it ain't personal, but it's personal.
Yeah. You're
Check
right.
it or
You're right.
respect it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. How many
And I
people in the
think
chat? We ain't
shit, we got 55.
Okay. Well,
We
we
did.
we run them off. We start having a deep conversation, but I feel like it's necessary, and they'll come back on the replay button.
Yeah, somebody
Um.
said that this was very therapeutic. It's like when you have grown people having an adult conversation and
Mm-hmm.
they're not used to it, but they'll get used to it. They'll come
Mm-hmm.
around. They'll
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, okay, she cool. They cool. They fine.
Yeah.
They on some real life topics.
Yeah.
We blasted y'all with the celebrity news. We gave y'all a
The
little
local
mess.
mess.
Uh-huh. The local mess. And then now we about to love on y'all and tell y'all, hey, it's okay for you to
Hmm.
go through anything that you are going through. Trust the process. Don't give
Hmm.
up. How
Yeah.
you gonna really screw up is if you give up.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
that's just if you give up, yeah, that's the end for you.
Yep. Yep.
Because you can be down today and shit tomorrow could be very lovely. You know?
Hmm. All right.
That's for real. Um, we've been here for 2:22. Look, it's 2 hours and 22 minutes.
And it was a good 2 hours and 22 minutes. It was worth it. I like the mixture. We gave this was a variety live.
Yeah. Um, so do you want to conclude? I know we were gonna do Real Housewives. I could do that maybe. I know you be going to bed early.
Yeah, I do have my 9 o'clock schedule. I try to be in bed by then. I do think that
Okay.
we did touch good on the Brit part though, but it's a
Yeah.
lot more. That last episode was really good. So I mean,
Do you
uh,
want me to wait until tomorrow and do it with you?
let's talk on the back end.
Okay, okay. Okay. Cool. So listen here, you all. Oh, Bucks Star Lover says y'all, you're both relatable.
Thank you.
And I love this. See,
Mhm.
VS, I think that you done found your new lane, honey. Come
Well,
talk.
I told you. Okay, so look, now you didn't
Oh
ask me on the
yeah.
live. I told you I don't have myself on a set schedule. I don't.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
I have like I move at my beat how I feel for the day. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to set myself up for a schedule. 'Cause if I do that, then I'll be on my
yeah.
own lives on a regular schedule, and I'm not even doing it on my own channel. I just don't
Right.
want to set But each time you reached out, I've been doing my best to come over. I definitely want to support today for sure.
Yes.
Um,
And no, listen,
it's
y'all.
gonna work itself out. We're gonna
VS
talk.
is in her bag right now. She is in her self love, self care bag. So, what she means by that is, she's doing things on her own terms. She don't have a set
Mhm.
schedule. She's not making any obligations.
Exactly.
And she's just doing her. And I'm loving this for her. But,
Yeah.
just for you coming by today and just all of your support, I really appreciate it. And
Thank
it
you.
was, didn't feel nothing personal about it. But yeah. Um, I love the magic that we make.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, once again, I'm so proud of the strides that you're making, the you utilizing your voice. This was like this was like a soul food dinner. Like it was very tasteful.
Yeah.
It brought so much harmony and joy to my spirit. Just the fellowship today for real.
Yeah.
And everybody
It felt
received
natural.
us.
It didn't feel forced.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So do you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, and then we'll close out the show.
Guys, you can find me on the VS Icon channel. Don't forget I have a change.org up. Um, put your signature on there if you can. If you want to do a Google review, I have the information posted on my community wall. Just don't put anything false. Um, you know, don't believe all the lies. I'm very transparent, and I'm going to continue to be transparent. And if there's any other legal stuff that happens, I will be sure to update you guys. Since you guys have been here from the beginning, I will let you know what's going on. But right now, I'm just waiting on the progress. I'm waiting on um, the progression, the investigation, wherever the case may be. And Queen Tulsa, thank you for having me up here. I truly had a great time. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, and follow to Queen Tulsa's channel. Um, Throw a cash app if you can, even if it's $1, $2, $3, whatever the case may be. Show some love if you was entertained tonight. Join the membership. I think the membership is just $2.99. So join the membership, show some love. Because when I am going on live, this is somewhere I be at. Between Teresa's and Queen Tulsa, this is where I be at.
Oh, I appreciate that for real. You guys stay tuned. I want to say, VS, thank you once again for gracing us with your panel. I mean, with your panel, with your presence.
And I'll be dressed up next time. I'll get dressed up again.
No,
I got my
actually, we
workout
were
clothes.
on point today. We were actually matching. I'm over here in my sports bra. It was hot today. I got my little errands done.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a fun day. It's Monday for heaven's sakes. The kids are out, and yes, once again, thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for stepping outside the box. It looks great on you. And thank you for informing us about your self care. She's on the market, but she's not dating. Okay, so if anybody wants to send her a lovely cash app so she can go on a date and treat herself to a beautiful time, don't hesitate to hit her up on her links. All
Yeah.
right,
Thank you.
so we'll see you next time, VS. All right, you all. That was a great engagement. I love you all. And thank you, everybody, for showing up, stopping by. If you come in late, you can definitely check out the replay. We get into some hot topics and then we dive into the Sammy. All right. So I'm going to drop you off in Queen City. Until next time. So long. Oh, and happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there that are with us, that are in heaven. Thank you for a great show, Queen Tulsa. No problem. See you soon.